Another Friday night. We're in Kaufman, Texas with a challenging press box, and we'll be bringing the game to you of the Sulphur Springs Wildcats against the Kaufman Lions. So the Wildcats trying to redeem themselves after a couple of weeks, and we have a real loud public address system, so we'll have to excuse us for that. They're having a first responder recognition before the game tonight, and then we also, it is Kaufman's homecoming. But welcome to the game, and I'm Chad Young. I'll be providing your color commentary for tonight's game, and the star of our show, Ross Lubinsky, is here with your play-by-play action. And Ross, what kind of challenges are we going to have with the Kaufman Lions?
That's a great question, Chad, and unlike last week where we saw a Lovejoy offense that was high-flying, potent, just scoring up and down the field, I mean, this goes back to Michigan's touchdown-a-minute offense. I mean, Lovejoy, that is a team with no doubt state championship aspirations, and you saw it last Friday.
Yes, absolutely. It was like I told somebody, it was like a track meet. Every time they got the ball, first down, second, then boom, they were off to the end zone.
We would like to honor our first responders in attendance for their service to the community.
We're going to listen in.
If you're a first responder, please stand and be recognized.
For the first responder recognition here at the Kaufman High School field for the Kaufman Lions, and of course in close,
thank you for your attendance.
Close proximity to the 9/11. They are recognizing the first responders of the area. Very nice.
Service organizations throughout the Kaufman community. City of Kaufman Police Department, Sergeant Rice, Officer Portillo, Kaufman High State Police Department, Chief Pete Herrera, KHS Officer Ryan Yvonne.
What I was saying before they started honoring all the first responders here in Kaufman is that this is going to be quite a different challenge. And Coach Jeremy Burleson, the Kaufman Lions head coach, said as much when I talked to him earlier this week on Wednesday. He said, just like I was saying earlier, Lovejoy has a very potent, high-flying offense that is all about the home run ball. But this Kaufman team, they're a bit different in that they're more run heavy, but that's not to say that they don't have some weapons on the outside. So it will be a tough contest, and not only that, but Kaufman comes into this game 2-0 to start the season with their season opening win at Lindale, 39-36. The Lions trailed 24-36 heading into the fourth in their season opener, but then scored 15 unanswered to beat the Eagles to become 1-0. And last Friday, more of the same. Kaufman led 26-7 at halftime, but then Crandall went ahead 27-6, and then in the fourth, the Lions were able to score a go-ahead touchdown with under a minute left to get themselves not only the second one on the season, but 2-0, both in real nail-biter victories. So the question I've been wondering all week long is Kaufman going to depend on these late-game heroics yet again this week, or will the Wildcats potentially get their first win of this fall 2021 season tonight when they take on the Kaufman Lions?
Read aloud the names of those that were killed.
It's obviously going to be a tough game. Now we're going to listen in a little bit about the honoring the 9/11 victims and the first responders of Kaufman, Texas.
Please rise as you're able, and we will now honor those who lost their lives with a moment of silence. Thank you. The Kaufman High School Band will now play a tribute to America.
We're waiting for the Kaufman band to get started. Good rendition to honor those of the victims of 9/11. as well as the local first responders.
Excellent rendition of America the Beautiful to honor all of those lives who were lost in the 9/11 attacks 20 years ago tomorrow.
Yes, very appropriate.
I rebooted to see if it's free.
And Ross, we'll probably work through the roster very quickly.
Thank you.
The usual starting lineup for the Wildcats that we've been watching the past couple of weeks.
All right, this time we're going to
never know who's going to be on the quarterback.
On the count of three. 1, 2,
and their
three.
bleacher creatures have been released onto the field for the Kaufman Lions. But so no surprises on the roster for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats, and we just don't know who will start the game as quarterback, and they've obviously swapped out the quarterback like they have been doing. I think you expect that. And then they've got some good players over on the Kaufman roster.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Chad. We've got quarterback Derek Clayman, running backs Braxton Garman, Ondea Freeman, and then moving over to wide receivers, we've got Dalen Dickerson, Kendall Trudeau, Julian Prox. Tight end we need to look for is Bryce Martinez, who's a good blocker according to the scout report, and then offensive lineman for the Kaufman Lions, our left tackle Marco Flores, a junior, left guard Ivan Flores, a senior, center Tayton Hicks, a junior, right guard Sonny Adams, a senior, and then right tackle Braden Matthews. So with 3 seniors on this offensive line, Kaufman will no doubt ride the coattails and use that offensive line to bruise up a kind of a dinged up Sulphur Springs Wildcat defensive line. They are, Coach Owens has been saying it since Wells, even before the season opener against Frisco High, that they've been a little thin at positions, so it'll no doubt be a tough one against a good Kaufman Lion team that's pulled out late game heroics late in games in their first 2 victories. But again, will that luck come to an end tonight at homecoming in Kaufman? We'll have to find out here soon enough.
Ross, during their pre-game recognition of the first responders as well as those lives lost.
Kaufman Lions making their way onto the field now. And the Wildcats have entered their helmet as well, as they're about ready to take the field as well, donning their all-white uniforms minus their blue Wildcat helmets.
Ready for the Wildcats to come out. The flag is ready over there in the corner. The big helmets all inflated. All the players lined up.
Chad, I could be mistaken, but is this the Texas A&M fight song?
I think it is.
Not that, every high school has their own original fight song. I went to Allen, we had Ohio State's, but I heard this and I was just like, this sounds familiar.
Yes, I believe you're right. And for the Wildcats, number 12 was carrying out the flag there. In advance of all the players, they come out. The band, the Kaufman band, is still lined up on the field. No doubt some more festivities to happen. It's their homecoming. I'm not sure. We haven't been told if that's happening before the game or if it's going to be happening at halftime. So looks like right now it's going to be at halftime. I don't see homecoming candidates lined up. But the band's still waiting for something, and we're going to have a flyover. Looks like, Ross, I spot one bogey there at 1 o'clock. So we've got a flyover. And we'll hear more from the public address announcer from Kaufman.
Will you please bow your heads with me? Dear Heavenly Father, I want to first thank you for this evening and this opportunity for these two teams to compete tonight. Secondly, I ask for protection over all the players and the spectators here and on their way home. Thank you for blessing our country with first responders who selflessly serve us every day as they did on September 11, 2001. In your name we pray, amen.
And the prayer for a safe game. And now that flyover, that jet's way out at 11 o'clock there. Ross, if we're using our military terminology there.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody that watched Top Gun. So
she's circling around now.
Right. So that's I think that's probably what the band is waiting for. So they're getting ready for this flyover, so should be exciting for the crowd. Pretty big crowd here for Kaufman. Of course, it's homecoming, probably 350, 400, maybe pushing 500 fans. And over on the visitor side for the Wildcats, Sulphur Springs, got about 125 fans that have braved the state highways and the county roads to get over here to Kaufman, Texas tonight. Cool evening, a little bit of a breeze. Looks like it's going to be a great night for some football. We'll apologize again in advance for the public address system for Kaufman, which does not seem to have volume control. And now the national anthem, as that jet's way out at 9 o'clock there, being ready to fly over. Go ahead.
Thank you.
I was just going to say, I was wondering how they were going to do the timing, if it was going to be like so many NFL games. I say that as if we are calling it an NFL game, but
right.
They'll finish it up, and then right as they finish up, the Jets come over. It's a picture-perfect scene, but
the jet didn't appear until the end during that song. That song's well over with. And still waiting for that flyover. Maybe it was just a fly near. Maybe they just flew real near the stadium. But just still waiting. The band's still on the field. The captains have lined up on this side of the field for the Kaufman Lions. And our captains have not lined up yet on the other side for the Wildcats. Band still on the field. Don't see the jet anymore there, Ross. It was way off in the distance. It may be behind us by now. obviously waiting on something. 3 minutes on the clock to wind down the pregame festivities. And we'll be starting with some Wildcat football. Big roster for the Kaufman Lions, I noticed this week when we were looking over that, Ross. They've got a lot of seniors, a lot of talent on this Kaufman team, and a lot of experience, it seems like.
Yes, you're absolutely right. But one thing that is worth noting is that while they do have a large roster and, just like he was saying, a lot of talent, like Sulphur Springs, they have to kind of split players on both sides of the ball. So, there's a very real chance, if, say, the Wildcats offense can stay on the field and drain out the Lions defense, then that in turn could affect their offense as well. So it's a double-edged coin that you have when you have players who play on both sides of the ball.
And here we are. The fans are getting excited. Here comes the flyover. Right behind the stadium, actually. A much better view for the Wildcat fans as that jet leaves a smoke trail just behind the press box here. And that's going to be it for the Kaufman band. They are now leaving the field. So the captains for both teams are now coming out on the field. We're going to be waiting the coin toss here. We've got 3 and 9 and 24 and 27 for the Wildcats.
3, Douglas Deloney. Number 4, Colt Silman.
No, 9. We have number 9.
Oh, number 9, J.J. Hall.
Right, and then 24 and 27 on the Wildcat side.
24, Jaquan Jones, a defensive starter. And then you said that was 27. That's a wide receiver, Adam Peckham.
Right. So I'm going to get my handy binoculars out and see if I can see. I won't be able to see how the coin lands at this distance, Ross, but I'm going to call it. I think we've actually, the last 2 games, I think we've lost the toss on, if I remember correctly, and both of our challengers won, and both have deferred, and so we've gotten the opening kickoff in the past 2 games. Let's see what happens here. The officials, of course, are explaining the way the coin toss works. This is my favorite part because there's a lot of talking going on down there, like none of these young men have ever been to a coin toss, so we'll have to see what happens.
Dickerson, number 9, Carlos Ramirez, and number 67, Brandon Matthews.
So the captains of
captains for the Wildcats.
The team being called.
Number 3, Douglas Deloney. Number 9, J.J. Hall. Number 27, Adam Peckham. And number 24, Jaquan Jones.
The officials have given the indication of the Wildcats have won the toss and they have deferred, so that means the Kaufman Lions will be taking the left end of our field and moving left to right, as the Wildcats be moving right to left, and the Wildcats will be receiving, the Kaufman Lions will be receiving the kickoff, as the Wildcats have deferred for the kickoff of the second half. Oh, beautiful night for football here in Kaufman, Texas, as the teams line up. They're all getting ready for the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. Of course, the Wildcats will be kicking off. It's already, the sun is back down behind our backs, behind the press box, and we're sitting in the stands in front of the press box in al fresco seating that we always enjoy when we come to Kaufman. And it's already getting a little dusky out on the field there, a little dark. Ross, I was kind of thinking I'd forgotten to left my sunglasses on, but it's time to get those stadium lights on, I would think.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Chad, and I noticed that when I was coming out here because I wanted to know what the weather was like, because I thought about it last night when I was going to bed. I thought, it feels a little bit cooler tonight. Even in my bedroom, I could kind of sense it, that fall was on the horizon, so I wasn't sure what the weather would be like today. But once I saw that sunset was at kickoff, 7:30 p.m., I realized that Don't even need sunglasses. Might even need a jacket.
Yes, well, thank goodness, right? Last time we were here a couple of years ago, it was freezing cold, and the wind was very high, and it was a teeth-chattering game in the El Fresco press box of Kaufman Lions. So our favorite kicker, Mr. Santa Cruz, is back and getting ready to kick the ball to the Kaufman Lions. Of course, the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. We had way too many of those going the wrong way on the last game, and so we want to see a lot of these that were tonight where the Wildcats are kicking off because they've scored. So we're going to hope for that, and I'm trying to help you out, Ross, with my binoculars. I got 17 back to receive for the Kaufman Lions, and maybe 15. The Kaufman Lions wearing black uniforms with gold numbers, and if they just turn the right way, then I could see them a lot better. But we're getting ready for the kickoff. Still much discussion down there. I'm almost expecting another flyover. There's so much waiting down here.
So
maybe
Wildcats kicker Uriel Santa Cruz and Colby Albritton talking with the ref at the line. Coach Owens on the field talking with another referee.
Right. Maybe there's a little wind down there. They're talking. Oh, the stadium lights came on.
There they are.
That's what we were waiting for. They must be listening to this broadcast because I wanted to make sure that they knew that I couldn't see very well. It may even make my binoculars work a little better. I thought maybe they were having a wind issue and they were going to talk about holding the ball, having a holder for it. But no, Mr. Santa Cruz is back.
The Wildcats set to kick off the ball for the first time tonight, get this game underway. And kick is up.
District football begins for the Wildcats.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and so a strange turn of events where one Kaufman Lion caught the ball and ran into another Kaufman Lion, dropping the ball, and just a strange turn of events where the ball is going to be spotted right there about the 16-yard line for the Kaufman Lions. So they're pushed back well in their own territory. That's what we like to say about the people that we're playing. And look, Ross, they've got one of those illuminated, lighted, the down marker over there. I keep saying I'm going to get one of those for Coach Owens for Christmas, but it's really for me because you can really see that very well. And here comes Kaufman Lions.
One thing we'll see a lot from the Kaufman Lions tonight is two running backs in the backfield, as again I said during our pregame production and during the game, as they hand off to snap for the first time tonight, and very quickly takes it right up the gut and is able to get 9 yards on the first offensive play for the Lions this game.
Yes, and that was
along with Albritton on the stop.
That was 9.5 yards.
Second down.
Yeah, that was a good running play right up the middle.
Yeah, and I have a good feeling that like I was saying earlier, a banged-up Wildcats defensive line, they could be running up the middle a lot tonight versus the Wildcats.
Yes.
Fakes the handoff, is looking at the slot route, and nice breakup play there by number 24 for the Wildcats.
24.
Jaquan Jones, one of the captains.
He got right in there and got a hand on it, and the receiver number 2 for the Lions couldn't come up with it.
So the incomplete pass makes it a 3rd and short.
Actually, they gave him the first down, and it fooled everybody. But they gave him that when it was 9.5 yards. They gave it to him as a first down. That was first down, and now it's 2nd and 10.
So running back sweeping right again, but yet again they fake the handoff and take it up the middle. But the Wildcats defensive line were not fooled that time, as he was stuffed immediately for about a 1 or 2 yard gain there.
Fantastic play calling by the defensive coach for the Wildcats as they just barely get any yardage. 2 yards for the Lions.
Well, and as we were talking about earlier, this is a Wildcats football team that's hungry. I mean, they had a tough go last Friday in Lovejoy, so no doubt they are hoping to get their first win on the season, but even perhaps more than that, spoil homecoming.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, spoil homecoming for the opposing team. Oh, that's always good. Quarterback back in the shotgun.
Running back, sweeping right. Looks like the quarterback is going to go for the rollout. But wow, oh my goodness, he had a wide receiver that's number 10 for the Lions, Andrea Freeman, who had a step on a Wildcat defender there, but luckily, I believe that was number 24, Jaquan Jones, who was able to come in again. And
number 7 got in on that play as well for the Wildcats. And yes, that's great defensive coverage there, and that makes it 4th and too long to go for it this early in the game. So they're going to bring out the punt team for the Lions.
Well, here's one good thing. The Wildcats did not give a touchdown up in the first 14 seconds of this game. So
yes, that's always good.
Immediate improvements for this Wildcat football team.
Nickerson's punt is away.
And Colby Albritton, or I'm sorry, that's Colt Silman, waves off the Wildcat receivers and just let it bounce, and it will be spotted at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, so that's going to make it a 41-yard punt, a real good punt for the Lions, and no return for the Wildcats. But great field position for the Wildcats as they're going to come out for the Hootens Hardware first down. Their first first down of the game, and hopefully many more. But and let me get who's in for quarterback.
First and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 33-yard line.
Oh, number 10. We've got
Matthew Mitchell.
Matthew Mitchell in his quarterback in the shotgun. Here he comes.
So he looks right. Immediate pressure. He has to run out of the pocket. Looks for a wide receiver on the far sideline over, and I believe that was intended for Weston Fields, but he was draped with at least 2 Lions defenders. So why is the quarterback Mitchell there to just throw it out of bounds? Avoid the sack.
Quite a scramble there. He was really moving, but incomplete pass. Second down and 10.
So we'll see what Wildcats have planned on this next one after no gain.
No.
Wow, and Malachi Rowland is able to, looks like he might have almost gotten tackled there after breaking through the line, but is able to recover and get some extra yardage. So make it about a 3rd and 3 here for the Wildcats.
Right, he got about 7 yards there. Great carry by Malachi as he powered through that line. Ross, what a great run.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So let's see what the Wildcats can do with a 3rd and short. And if they can get the first down of the night, Malachi Rowland looks like maybe he could have potentially cut it up north and maybe got some extra yardage, but instead takes it further out east and west and is tackled by a couple Lions defenders, and it will not be enough for a first down. Punt situation coming up.
So it could be 3 and out for the Wildcats. They're up to the 40-yard line, but just not enough to go for it this early in the game. So to bring out Mr. Santa Cruz there to kick the ball.
Back to receive for the Lions is number 17, wide receiver and defensive back, Kilvon Morrow, and he waves off the Lions defenders as the ball kind of rolls out on the far sideline. Right about the 15-yard line is right about where the line judge will place it. So when we return, we'll have Lion Kaufman football at the Kaufman 15.
We'll be back in just a second.
And welcome back out to Lions Stadium here in Kaufman as the Kaufman Lions have the ball after Wildcats 3 and out. Hands the ball off on a jet sweep right. And number 1 is able to break a few tackles, but then is tackled right about near the line of scrimmage. He might have gotten a yard on the play.
Maybe a yard. So good defense again by the Wildcats as they keep them pushed back. It's going to be 2nd and 9 from their own 16-yard line, Ross. So good start for the Wildcats, certainly on defense so far.
Yes, absolutely. And the Wildcats will no doubt, they learned from their game last Friday at Lovejoy not to lose the field position battle, especially after 3-and-outs and punts. And the Wildcats defense no doubt hoping to get off the field here as quarterback gets off the ball, is able to break a few tackles, but then is swarmed up by at least 4 Wildcat defenders. And you can see down on the field, we're not very far, so we can see clearly this Wildcats defense is fired up. They are hungry for this victory tonight.
Yeah, so still kept it maybe half a yard, so they're going to call it 3rd and about 8. And the Wildcats, a big stop here if they can stop the Lions deep in their own territory on 3rd and 8.
Yes, and while on the last drive the Lions were able to get a first down on their first play from scrimmage, besides that, if the Wildcats were able to force a 3-and-out here, that will be just about 3 straight 3-and-outs from both of these offenses. So both the defenses are showing out tonight. So 3 rolls out left. The quarterback has a nice high pass to wide receiver out on the far sideline, but nowhere near enough yardage for the first down. And the Wildcats defense and the coaching staff is fired up on that tackle.
Yeah, that was number 2 on the reception over there for the Wildcats. They give him his forward progress of about 3 yards, but he got moved back by the Wildcat defender very quickly after he caught that ball. But they're going to give him the forward progress. It's only going to be enough for a 4th and 5 from their own 20-yard line, so they're punting it, Ross.
Yeah, and like I was talking about earlier, with having so many players on both sides of the ball, both of these defenses are showing up, and perhaps maybe the offenses are struggling to find their footing early as punter kicks it away. And,
it takes a really good roll for the Lions, unfortunately.
Yeah, Colt Silman waves him off, but it goes all the way back to about the 31-yard line, or sorry, the 26-yard line. So it will be Wildcat football here in just a moment, and we'll see if the Wildcats can't get the offense going in this game.
Yeah, a huge 54-yard punt with no return for the Lions, and but not bad for Santa Cruz when he punted away here just in the last drive. He had a 45-yard punt, so not bad.
So Wildcats take over again at their own 25-yard line, it appears. And Matthew Mitchell fakes the handoff, looking deep. He has Weston Fields on the far sideline, but not enough.
Incomplete pass.
But Weston Fields just did not have enough spacing from the defensive back there, and not the best pass from Mitchell. So it will be an incomplete pass and be 2nd and 10, still from the 25-yard line.
What a beautiful throw, but just overthrown, a long throw. And I missed saying that was the Hootens Hardware first down. So here comes the Hootens Hardware second down. It's 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 25-yard line. 26 maybe.
So he hands it off to Malachi Rowland. He immediately goes up the gut, but doesn't get much real estate on that one, as it looks like he might have gotten maybe 2 yards on that rush.
That's what we're going to call it, 2 yards. Going to make it 3rd and 8, Ross, for the Wildcats. They're trying to get up to their own 30-yard line, but more importantly, they're trying to get past that next orange stick over there so they can get a new set of downs. This big 3rd down play for the Wildcats as it's 3rd and 8.
And the Wildcats really need to get a first down here and kind of give their defense a break.
Mitchell rolling right.
Wow. And pass intended for Weston Fields, but he was lucky he wasn't picked off on that one, as there was a defensive back all over the ball on that one.
Yeah, it was thrown a little high, trying to throw it over the defender, but the defender jumped up and almost intercepted it. So that's going to bring Mr. Santa Cruz back out for the punt again from the Wildcats' own. The ball's marked on the 28-yard line, and he's standing all the way back there between the 10 and 15-yard line.
Santa Cruz in punt formation.
The offense just can't get something rolling, so they're going to have to punt.
Santa Cruz sends it deep. 17 lets it go back, but it doesn't take the best Wildcats bounce as it goes out of the far sideline. But wow, it'll only be placed at the Wildcat 43-yard line.
So not that's probably only about an 18-yard punt net. There was no return, but the way the ball bounced and where they downed it, that's going to put the Kaufman Lions with their best field position of the game so far in Wildcat territory, where they're going to start the ball, their first down, on the Wildcat 38-yard line. So that's going to net that out to about 13 yards, Ross.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you want.
Very unfortunate for the Wildcats.
Definitely not what you want when both offenses are struggling, when you give them pretty much pretty close to a free pass to getting at least a field goal. So we'll see if they can capitalize here. First play for the Lions, hands it off to number 21. He keeps going, and after breaking a few tackles, he, with the help of his offensive line, is able to push himself all the way up to about the 30-yard line, or perhaps the 31-yard line, so that will be about a 6-yard gain there on the play.
Gain of 6 on the play, second down, 4.
Who was the carrier on that again, Ross?
That was number 21, Joseph Resendez.
Thank you. Just working my stats over here. I promise I was listening. Ross, 2nd and 4 for the Lions, deep into Wildcat territory. 5:03 left in the ball game, or in the first quarter.
3 hands off to number 21, who completely takes it up the gut. Resendez is able to get the first down on the 2nd and 4 play.
Looks like they're going to give him the first down on that. They're going to move those chains. It's under 5 minutes in the first quarter now. Still 0-0 as it's been a lot of 3 and out, but the Lions have got a new set of downs, and they're marching down the field in the Wildcat territory on the Wildcat 29-yard line, 1st and 10.
Running back shifts left, fakes the handoff. He's looking deep, and he's got a man in the end zone. Will he get it? No! Yeah. Kobe Albritton with the interception in the end zone. Touchback.
Wow, fantastic. As the Wildcats' perfect defense, he came up and brought that ball down. The ball was a little underthrown, but the Wildcat made sure he was on top of that, and now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats going the other way.
A great play on that one, because it looks like for a second there that wide receiver had Colby Albritton beat, but Albritton was able to make a fantastic adjustment and come back and get the interception, and not only that, be right there in the end zone for a touchback, give the Wildcats the football at the 20-yard line. So we'll see what the Wildcats can do here now that the first turnover on the night has been achieved by their team, and he hands it off he fakes it to J.J. Hall, and Matthew Mitchell takes off. He makes at least 15 yards on the rush, closer to 20. Wow.
Wow, what a great run, and he was spun around like a running back and got a few more yards on that, so a wonderful run by the quarterback on the keeper, and that brings it all the way up to about the 43-yard line, 1st and 10, another Hooten's Hardware 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Very impressive fake handoff by Matthew Mitchell there, and no doubt they might be looking to the air after the Lions defense just gave up some quick momentum. Fakes the handoff, and wow, he could have really made a nice pass to number 5 there.
C.J.
Williams, of course, for the Wildcats, and just kind of a little bit underthrown and hit him on the fingertips, and just couldn't come back up with it, so that's going to make it 2nd and 10. Still Wildcats in their own territory, but they're knocking on the door of the 50-yard line, trying to get into Lion territory.
Yeah, they definitely are going to want to not leave off any points on the board after getting that interception. And Mitchell passes out to Landon Fields on the near sideline, but bounced in and out of his arms. Incomplete pass, and just like that, the Wildcats find themselves with a 3rd and 10 situation. 3:48 here left in the first, and the Wildcats are definitely going to be trying to get some points after getting the interception against the Kaufman Lions.
Hopefully Matt Mitchell's rested up. He can run the ball again. That's the biggest play they've had so far. And, Ross, we already have a defensive play of the game contender in that interception for the Wildcat defense during the last series. So we'll be thinking about that as they get ready to snap the ball on 3rd and 10.
C.J. Williams sweeping right. Pass from Mitchell goes out to him. Will he be able to break a tackle and get some extra yards? He's able to break 1. He's able to break 2. He makes it past the 50, but it will not be enough for a first down, as he's about 2 yards short of the first yards to gain, and will be a 4th and 2 for the Wildcats.
And they're finally into Lion territory as they just cross over the 50-yard line now on the 49 of the Lions, but 2 yards to go, and it looks like they're bringing out the punter, Mr. Santa Cruz again, who's gotten a little bit of action already in this first quarter. 3:15 left in the first quarter. Still 0-0 on the scoreboard there, as neither team was able to get into the end zone. You think fake punt here, Ross? High snap.
At this point, I would not be surprised.
But he kicks it away.
And there are no defenders back there as they just let it roll back.
They were thinking of a fake punt as well, so they let it go all the way. And so kicking it from the 49, and they'll bring it back out to
the 20-yard line.
Yeah, so that's going to net out as a 29-yard punt for Mr. Santa Cruz. His third punt of the night. Everybody lining up on the line of scrimmage quickly. Both teams really wanting to get some points on the board. Wildcat defense, very impressive tonight so far. Under 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Chad. A lot of 3-and-outs were forced. In fact, there was a stretch where 3 straight drives ended in 3-and-outs for both teams. 2 for the Wildcats, 1 for the Lions. And we'll see if the Lions can't do something a little bit better than their last drive as they threw an interception. And they're clearly thinking about that as the first play on the drive is a rush.
Yes, number 11 for the Lions on the reception. Not reception, but on the rush.
Yeah, Braxton Garman, a very impressive running back for this Lions team.
They're going to give him 7 yards on that. It's going to make it 2nd and 3, and they're on the they're backed up on their own 27-yard line.
In the I formation. He hands it off to number 21. Or I'm sorry, that's number 11 again. And he fumbles the football. Offensive lineman for Kaufman's able to fall down on it to prevent Colby Albritton from getting his 2nd turnover on the night.
Boy, wouldn't that be nice? But
Robert Cunningham on the ball for Kaufman.
But the offensive lineman was able to fall on the ball about a yard short of the first down. So all it'll take is a 1-yard rush or 1-yard pass, and the Kaufman Lions will have themselves a first down.
3rd down, 1.
Yeah, they were very fortunate to recover that, and the Wildcats were right there. So this is some good football with 1:40 left in the first quarter.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And let's see what the Lions will do here on a 3rd and very short. Fakes the handoff, and he takes off himself, the quarterback. And it looks like almost for a second there he might have fumbled there too, but he's able to hold on to it and is able to get the first down.
Yes, he picked up some good yardage on that.
Matthew Clark.
More than enough for the first down as they move all the way out to their own 36-yard line.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And let's see what they can do now that the sticks have been moved. And one thing worth noting is that both the Lions on this drive, the Wildcats on their previous drive, and the Lions on the drive before that have gotten first down. So both teams' offenses finally finding their footing. Takes the handoff to number 1 on the jet sweep, and Garman, number 11, takes off. He's able to break a few tackles, but not anymore, as he's able to get about 3 yards before being absolutely trampled by the Wildcats defense.
Yeah, they really wrapped him up there. The defense is ready for that, but powerhouse of a running back, and just kind of carried a couple of guys with him before a few more Wildcats piled on and took him down. They're going to give him about 4 yards on that, and then it's going to make it 2nd and 6. Ball on the Lion 40, still moving left to right as there's 30 seconds left on the clock. It's ticking down. The play clock is at 14, so we're going to get a playoff, but this is going to be the last one of the quarter.
Running back shifts again, fakes the handoff. He's looking deep. He's got a guy who had 2 steps on C.J. Williams out there in the backfield, defensive backfield, but just could not find the right mustard from Derek Clayman, the quarterback, to the wide receiver to get the first down.
It was going to be a foot race because he was wide open, and I think he just lost track of the ball. I think that was a well-thrown ball, and if he had seen it a little bit better when it was coming out of the quarterback's hand, he could have met that ball and been off to the races. But no, the Wildcat defense comes again. It brings up 3rd and 6 for the Lions.
Running back shifts to the left, quarterback sweeping left, and he is able to escape some defenders and is able to get a first down on about an 8-yard rush there.
Yeah, it was quite the scrambling with the quarterbacks tonight. Not only the Lion quarterback, but Matt Mitchell as well on the Wildcat side. But that brings up 1st and 10 for the Lions. As the clock winds all the way down, that's going to be the end of the first quarter. 0-0. The Lions have the ball, and they'll be 1st and 10 for them. We're going to take a couple of hear from a couple of our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Please stand.
We're back at Kaufman Stadium, where the Kaufman Lions have switched ends of the field with the Wildcats. They'll be moving from right to left, and the Wildcats will be moving left to right. It's 1st and 10 for the Kaufman Lions, still in their own territory on their own 47-yard line.
First play, fakes the handoff. He's looking deep yet again, and he's got a guy wide open at the 20-yard line. He catches it. 10, 5. Touchdown, Lions.
Yes, same play that we saw just a little bit ago, I believe. Ross, the receiver for the Kaufman Lions, just had a couple of steps on our defender, and it was just off to the races, and he won. So that puts 6 points on the board for the Kaufman Lions as they go up 6-0 over the Wildcats, awaiting the extra point attempt.
Extra point try.
So extra point coming up here in a moment.
Oh,
and it bounces off the upright, but there is a flag down.
Right off of the upright and back into the sea of players as a flag comes in as well. So, and remind me of the, did we know the receiver on that last touchdown?
Yes, that was number 13. Star stud out, wide receiver Julian Prox.
Yes, for about 53-yard reception there and a touchdown.
Penalty flag on the play.
We'll see if we can figure out what the penalty is. It's going to be against the Wildcats.
Personal foul called against the Wildcat.
Not sure.
Half the distance.
So it's half the distance to the goal, and they're going to re-kick. So a great opportunity for their kicker, who had kicked that. It looked like it was going to be way wide to the left, but then ended up hitting the upright and coming all the way back almost to where they snapped it. Here comes the kick.
Kicks up and it's good.
That time it's up and good, and so they
left in the first half.
Move to 7-0 over the Wildcats. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment.
And welcome back to Lions Stadium. As before we went to break, the Kaufman Lions were able to get the first points on the board on the evening thanks to the first play of the second quarter, in which a pass from number 3 quarterback Derek Clayman was able to dish it 53 yards to Julian Prox, number 13, a wide receiver for the Lions, all the way to the end zone to make it a 7 and they missed the extra point. They missed the extra point, but then a Wildcats penalty forced a re-kick, and then the kicker for the Lions, number 7, Andres Gallegos, was able to knock it through the second time around to give the Lions a 7-0 lead with just 10 seconds into the second quarter.
And here we come with the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. The Wildcats back to receive that J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff with Landon Fields as well as Colby Albritton back to receive.
And an onside kick here.
Oh, an onside kick, but the Wildcats come up with it. Looks like number 12, Ross, came up with it just right inside
for the
Wildcat territory. So that's going to be great field position for the Wildcats, but kind of a surprise there. I wasn't looking for the onside kick, but apparently the special teams coach was for the Wildcats, and we pick it up, and so we're put us on the. They're going to mark it on the 46-yard line. So that's in Wildcat territory, and so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hootens Hardware. First down for the Wildcats.
Quarterback fakes the handoff, he does hand it off to J.J. Hall, and he quickly makes it outside. He's able to at least get 9 yards. He's able to break even more tackles, and he's able to get the first down yardage after a number of very successful second efforts.
A wonderful run by J.J. Hall. That's going to move the sticks, and the Wildcats are now in Lion territory all the way down to the 42-yard line in Kaufman Lion territory.
Yeah, and J.J. Hall's been a bit banged up to start this season. Seen a lot of handoffs to number 3 Douglas Deloney and also number 8 Malachi Rowland, but it's good to see Hall back out there.
Yes, it is.
And he hands it off to J.J. Hall, who is not as successful in that rush as he gets about a yard on that one.
Yes, and that was, again, our Hooten's Hardware first down. From first down to first down, they moving the ball and moved it about a yard. We'll take that. But second down and 9 for the Wildcats. Matt Mitchell still in as quarterback, and I guess it's J.J. Hall lined up in the backfield again.
Yes, it is.
Yep, number 9, and over here I've got 16 and 5.
C.J. Williams and Weston Fields on the outside, and he hands it off to C.J. Williams on the jet sweep, who goes left, and he's able to break a few tackles, able to hurdle another guy, and able to get just about 2 or 3 yards after such an impressive effort.
Yeah, great play there. He was lined up as a receiver and reversed and came around, kind of a trick, kind of a surprise, but the Lion defense looked like they were all on top of that, so just picked up a yard, going to make it 3rd and 8 for the Wildcats on almost the 40-yard line of the Lions.
So we'll see what Coach Owens has dialed up here, or I guess I should rather say offensive coordinator Matt Young, as no doubt the Wildcats are going to be looking to convert here and try to keep up with this Lions team after they just scored a touchdown. And he hands it off to Douglas Deloney, who's able to make it through a pretty gaping hole in the offensive line and is able to get close to the yardage to gain. It looks like he got about 7, but on a 4th and 8, it'll be about a yard, if not maybe a bit less for this Wildcats offense. And I'm sure that Coach Owens is going to go for it here with about a 4th and a few inches.
Yes, it's not far. It's not a complete yard, and it's time for the Wildcats to step it up on the offense and push it forward. I'm going to say a keeper with Matt Mitchell is what that's the play I'm calling, but.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. That or they're going to go left, but C.J. Williams is in the Wildcat. And he keeps the handoff. He's able to make it through and get the first down.
Wow, wonderful play. As it wasn't C.J. It wasn't Matt Mitchell in as quarterback. Matt Mitchell lined up as a receiver, and C.J. Williams lined up and took the snap and ran it for a first down. So here comes another Hooten's Hardware first down.
That'll move the ball to the Kaufman 31.
Great play.
Yes, absolutely, and the ball will now be at the 31-yard line.
And same setup. Matt Mitchell's on the far side. C.J. Williams in as quarterback.
All right, let's see what they've got dialed up for this Wildcat. Oh, and he reverses it. Matthew Mitchell, he has a guy deep. Will he get to Weston Fields? Oh,
caught it just out of bounds. So C.J. Williams pitched that back to Matt Mitchell, who had lined up as a receiver, and reversed around the other side of the field. You said that was Weston Fields down deep into the end zone, and had a half a step or a full step on his defender, but had to travel out of bounds to get to the ball, and so incomplete. What a great play, but it brings up, it's going to be, they haven't changed the down marker yet, but that's going to make it 2nd and 10 by my estimation at the Lion 32-yard line. Was there a penalty I didn't see, or they're still showing first down over on the down marker, but 2nd down on the score. Yep. So unsportsmanlike conduct called against the Wildcats. That's going to back it up a big 15 yards to the 46-yard line, from the 31 all the way back to the 46. So it makes it still have a Hooten Hardware first down, but not one that we're looking for. Is it's going to be 1st and 25. But now they've changed the scoreboard to 2nd down. So 2nd and 25. Loss of down and the backed up on the yardage.
So let's see what the Wildcats offense can do now that they are backed up deep. The play is called dead, as I'm sure it'll be a false start against this Wildcats offense. Boy, they are moving in the wrong direction and in a hurry.
Yes, that's going to back them up another 5 yards probably. They're talking about it.
Unless perhaps it might have been against the defense, but I don't think I saw any defenders offsides.
Or they'd have to be lined up in the neutral zone there. Didn't see that. They're still talking about it. We've got the gentleman in the black and white stripes, and it's going to be a false start against the Wildcats, so backing up another 5 yards. So 2nd and 30 yards to go as that pushes the Wildcats back into their own territory on the Wildcat 49-yard line. So 2 big penalties. We need another reverse and a big play like we had to get the first down.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Owens pulls into his bag of trips for another flea flicker, but instead he pulls it over to Mitchell, and he had a guy, C.J. Williams, who was wide in front of a defender there, who easily could have made a nice move and, well, probably gotten the first down, if not more, on that play had that pass a little bit more accurate from Matthew Mitchell.
A great pass, plenty of protection for the quarterback. He had plenty of time to throw. C.J. Williams was fairly open. I'm not going to say he was wide open, but he had half a step on his defender, but in and out of the hands, and that brings up 3rd down and 30 with the Wildcats from their own 49-yard line, needing to get all the way down almost to the 20 of the Kaufman Lions.
Takes the handoff to Malachi Rowland. And he looks over to, I believe that is Landon Fields, who's on the far sideline. He's able to make a move and get about to the 25-yard line, but it'll still be about 2 or 3 yards short of the first down.
It's probably going to make it about 7 yards short as they mark it over at the 27-yard line. 4th down and 6, and the Wildcats are showing that they're going for it, and why not, Ross?
Yeah, they could be potentially trying to draw some Lions defenders offside, maybe make it a 4th and 1, but they're going for it. Matthew Mitchell fakes the handoff, looks over to Landon Fields, again on the far sideline, and again, Landon Fields makes the catch for a first down.
Wonderful catch by Landon Fields, number 1, as the Wildcats are going to be moving the sticks and be down to 1st and 10 on their own, about 16-yard line for the Houghton Hardware first down.
Yes, a very great 2 plays from Landon Fields to get the first down yardage needed to move the chains and to keep the Wildcats in this game, again, with the Lions offense scoring a touchdown their last drive. Fakes the handoff to Malachi Rowland, and Carson Fenton is all alone in the end zone for a touchdown.
Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats, as they put 6 points on the board with a little short pass right over the middle and runs into the end zone. So the Wildcats lining up for the extra point as they put 6 points against the 7 for the Kaufman Lions. Just the extra point attempt to tie it up here. Calling out somebody else in from the sidelines for the point after attempt. Wildcats a little short with players on their side, but now everybody's set. They're going to take the snap, and we'll see what Mr. Santa Cruz can do.
And almost looks like there might have been a chance that a Lions defender could have come in and blocked the kick, but instead it goes through the uprights for a good extra point, and we'll tie the game up at 7-all with as we're getting pretty close to the halfway point here in the second quarter. Again, 7-7 between these 2 teams.
7:58 left in the second quarter, and we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back in just a moment. And welcome back to Wildcat football in Kaufman, Texas, where the Wildcats have just tied it up with the Kaufman Lions 7-7 with 7:58 left in the second quarter. Quite a good ball game. Some good action on both sides so far, Ross, I think.
Yes, absolutely. As we were talking about earlier in this broadcast, both teams struggling to find their footing, as both teams definitely came into this game hungry for the victory. But recently, and to that last point, 3 straight drives, as I mentioned earlier, ended in 3 and outs for these 2 offenses. But the last 2 drives, the first for the Lions to get the first score on the night to go up 7-0, and then the Wildcats' last drive, both by far the longest drives of the night. So now I think you're going to start to see what it looks like when these offenses start to get going and start to deplete the opposing defenses.
Here comes the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, and Mr. Santa Cruz kicking off from his own 40-yard line. Looking for a onside kick, and we got it, but the Lions picked it up, and no surprise there. I was kind of hoping for an onside kick, and I got my wish, but unfortunately the Wildcats did not get the ball, and they travel up into Wildcat territory. They're going to start their 1st and 10 in Wildcat territory about the 47-yard line. Let's see where they mark it, Ross. Right at the 46-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 in Wildcat territory for the Kaufman Lions. A little long on the onside kick. Not enough bounce. But you got to keep trying, and the Wildcats, you got to give them credit for trying to make something happen.
46-yard line.
11 in the background in the backfield for the Kaufman Lions, next to the quarterback, Ross.
So the tight end moving left before the snap, and then hands it off to number 11, Gammon there, and he quickly takes it off to the near sideline and is able to get all the way to about the 40-yard line. It looks like he kind of went down awkwardly, perhaps looked like maybe it could have been a
Gain of 6 on the play. Second down.
Illegal tackle there, but it will be moved to the 40-yard line, so about a 6-yard gain on that rush from Garmin.
Yes, he quite a runner, but ran more east and west than he did north and south. Picked up 6 yards. Going to be 2nd and 4 for the Lions.
Yeah, I thought maybe to finish up that play as Garmin was going out of bounds, perhaps he would have been taken down by a horse collar tackle, but no call on the field. So again, 2nd and 4 for this Lions offense. Once again, tight end moves left, and he hands it off to Garmin again, and he's able to step over another defender and is able to get the first down yards for about a 5-yard gain for a Lions first down.
Yeah, it's a good run by the Lions. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, it's going to make it 1st and 10 for the Lions. It's going to spot the ball on the 34-yard line in Wildcat territory. They're hadn't aired the ball out like they did in previous series. They're just kind of keeping it low here and not having any trouble when they give it to number 11.
Yes, you're absolutely right, and I think that's why Coach Burleson said that Lovejoy, who the Wildcats played last week, and this team is just such different offenses as he gets to Garmin, and he tries to go up the gut, and he's able to break a few tackles, stay on his feet, and get all the way about up to the 25-yard line. A few broken tackles, but the ball comes loose. It looks like a Wildcat may have come down with it because the play was not blown dead.
Well, one Wildcat showing that we haven't. Let's see what the official says. That's the one that's going to be the important one, and they're going to call it. It's still going to be Lion ball. So even though the Wildcat said they came up with it, and we've got a player down, he's getting up.
On the loose football.
So fantastic second effort by the running back for the Lions. Would look like where he wasn't going to get maybe a yard or two, ended up getting about 8, and. Same running back that time.
Yes, absolutely. Number 11, that's Garmin again, but he's coming off the field as he was the player down there for just a moment. He's able to walk off on his own 2 feet, which is always good news.
And they're moving the chains for some reason. They're going to call that a first down. I don't know why.
Well, since I guess they're going to rule on that play that it was a fumble, and when a fumble does occur, you technically do have to move the chains.
Gotcha.
So he fakes the handoff. Quarterback stays in the pocket, but he gets the pressure. Will the Wildcats get a sack? Yes, they do, and they're able to sack him behind the line of scrimmage for about a 2-yard loss, and it will make it a 2nd and 12 for the Lions offense.
2-yard loss on the play, going to bring up 2nd down, 12.
Yeah, it's going to make it 2nd and 12, Ross. The ball's pushed back, still deep into Wildcat territory, but almost on the 30-yard line. We're going to call it the 29. And so it's a good defensive play by the Wildcats to push them back a couple of yards. A lot of good pressure on that.
So a 2nd and 12 after the sack. We'll see what quarterback Clayman can do. Fakes the handoff, sweeps left, but looks like he's about to get sacked, and he sure is. And number 12 was the first player. That's Braden Morris.
Right, and then let me get this for you. 48 was in on the play as well.
And so now what was a 2nd and 12 after a second straight sack is now a 3rd and 18 for this Lions offense. So they have just as quickly pushed themselves out of field goal zone if they can't get some kind of yardage here.
Yes, so that's a great defense by the Wildcats. Again, they've been doing a lot of work this week, and it's paying off. 3rd and 18.
The quarterback sweeps left, is able to break a few tackle, and he's able to dump it out to number 1 on the outside, and he's able to take it on the near sideline. Will he get enough yards for the first down? It looks like he just might. Which Depends on where the line judge places him.
No, they're going to place it back up here. They're going to give him about 10, 11 yards on that, which is not going to be enough for the first down. It's going to make it about 4th and 7 for the Lions. And they're showing that they're going to be going for it.
Yeah, this is a big decision for Coach Burleson's squad. I mentioned earlier that this is a team that through 2 victories in 2 games, they've found those victories through late game heroics coming on the last drives of both games. So it seems like Coach Burleson, he either wants to nip that one right in the bud in this game and on this drive. So we'll see what they can do on a 4th and long. Showing pass. Quarterback sweeps right, and he's got a guy deep. Wow! And oh my goodness, number 1, the Lion receiver, Kendall Trudeau, was all alone in the end zone, and it looks like maybe the one of the referees had gotten in the way of his route.
Yes, an incomplete pass there, so the Wildcats will take it over on downs. But just either an overthrown ball and the official got in the way, or the official got in the way. I'm not sure, but it looked like the number 1 for the Lions had to change his route, and the ball just wasn't going to be there, or the quarterback was throwing to the official. I'm not sure, but good news for the Wildcats as they take over the Houghton Hardware first down for the Wildcats from their own 24-yard line, 1st and 10.
So hands off to number 8, Malachi Rowland, and he's able to break a number of tackles and is able to get all the way to the linebackers before getting about 8 yards. A very impressive run there.
Great run by Malachi. He's going to get him the Wildcats within a couple of yards of first down, 2nd and 2. Wildcats are moving left to right with 5:36 left in the half and on their own 33-yard line, 32.
Linebackers given some space as they expect another handoff, and they get it from Malachi Rowland, and he breaks some tackles, 50, 40, 35, 30, and the Lions defender is able to tackle him down at the 35-yard line. Had it not been for that, he would have gone all the way to the end zone.
What a great run. Going to have to give me the yardage on that one. Quite a run there for Malachi, and they're going to spot it all the way down into Lion territory on the Lion 28-yard line.
27. J.J. Hall up the middle.
J.J. Hall takes it up the middle, and he looks like that will not be nearly as successful as the previous rush, as he'll get about 3 yards on the rush. Less than 5 minutes to go here in the half as the Wildcats have the football, and they are knocking on the red zone for the the Kaufman Lions.
The Kaufman Lions, and 4:42 left in the half, 7-7. So the game's all tied up. We've got a good ball game going here between the Sulphur Springs Wildcats and the Kaufman Lions. The play's getting called in from the offensive coordinator. We've got Fields over here on the near side. I can't see the receivers on the far side. Matt Mitchell in as quarterback as well.
I believe that's 13 Cable Glenn on the outside and number 5 C.J. Williams, and he's looking like he's looking left. And Mitchell scrambling left, and he gets the yardage. He's got plenty of yardage for the first down. Wow, able to make it at least to the Kaufman 15-yard line.
What a wonderful run by Matt Mitchell as he takes the ball. It looks like they're calling this one back. Let's see what they're doing. They're discussing something over here. He really scrambled and just was able to outrun the Kaufman Lions, chasing him down. And if they mark it to where he is now, it's going to be a 10-yard gain, but they're still talking about it, and the Wildcats are backing up. So don't know if they're going to spot it down and give him that run. Still have the officials. Now they're going to call a third official in, talk to him about it.
So I'm going to venture that it was holding since, Matthew Mitchell did have a lot of green grass out there.
He did. A couple of defenders, calling something against the Lions.
Wow.
So they're going to move those chains. That's going to be a 10-yard gain for Matt Mitchell. That's going to give the Wildcats 1st and 10, and then they're going to mark off another 10 yards.
Foul moves the ball down to the 6-yard line.
We're going to move it all the way down to the 6-yard line. So a penalty against the Kaufman Lions, and I'm not sure what the penalty was, Ross, but looks like another great field position as it's 1st and goal for the Wildcats on this Houghton's Hardware first down.
You're absolutely right, and it looks like the ball is placed on about the 6-yard line. We'll see if the Wildcats can cash in from here. And J.J. Hall is able to cut back and able to get a little bit of extra yardage. It looks like about 2 yards on the rush. So it will be a 2nd and goal from about the 3 or 4 yard line.
Jordan knows.
Great run there. He hesitated a little bit, and somebody caught him from behind, but when they tackled him, it pushed him forward another yard. So way to go, Lions, on giving us a little bit of extra yardage there. The play's getting called in from the side. That ball's down on the, like I said, the 3 or 4 yard line.
Second and goal up to 3.
2 wide receivers on each side, Weston Fields on the near sideline and then Cable Glenn on the far sideline. But looks like we've got a timeout called on the field.
I thought the play was blown dead, but no, it's a timeout. We're going to take a quick break and be back in a moment as the Wildcats discuss their next move.
And welcome back to Lions Stadium as we are out here in Kaufman with the Wildcats football team in their 3rd game of the fall 2021 season as they take on the Kaufman Lions. It's been a real fun game here up to this point as, again, the Kaufman Lions coming to this game 2-0, but with both of those victories coming due to late game heroics for the Lions, giving them the 2 victories.
Right.
But for a combined 8 points, you have to wonder, could tonight of homecoming of all nights be the night that the Lions no longer are undefeated?
Wildcats come back out on the field after that timeout. 3:31 left in the second quarter. It's all tied up 7-7, but the Wildcats are knocking on the door with only 2nd and goal on the 3-yard line.
Looks like we've got the same formation that we got before the timeout. Weston Fields on the near sideline and Cable Glenn on the far sideline. And he hands it off to J.J. Hall, who reaches, extends,
Takes it in for the score.
waiting for the signal.
He had the ball out as he went down, and
Guess
they're going to call it a touchdown. So Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats, as J.J. Hall, you say, put the ball into the end zone. And so Santa Cruz is going to come out and try the extra points. 13-7 with the extra point attempt upon us. Taking their time. It's still a late addition to the special teams. Coming in for the Wildcats. Now they're all set. They're going to snap and kick the ball.
Gets the snap, kick is up, and it's good. So just like that, the Wildcats have retaken the lead, and this is big for this Wildcats team as, well,
left in the first half, Wildcats 14.
It's big. Very big.
Yeah, very big. 3:26 left in the half. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment. And welcome back to Kaufman, Texas, where the Wildcats are in the lead, 14-7 over the Kaufman Lions. 3:26 left in the first half. And Ross, I think maybe this is the first time the Wildcats have led in a ball game this season. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And so as they come out, the Kaufman Lions are all set back to receive the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, as the Wildcats are talking about it over here with Mr. Santa Cruz. And I'm not sure if that was Coach Owens he was having a discussion with on the far side, but you know, I'm always looking for an onside kick. So tried it last time, but kicked it just a little too far, so the Kaufman Lions may be expecting the onside kick as well. We'll see what happens. It's time for the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff.
And Santa Cruz is up, and the squib kick is away. And it takes a bounce towards the Wildcats players, but the Lion player is able to recover it and pick it up and take it a few extra yards, but it will be placed at the Kaufman 41-yard line, where the Lions will retake
29-yard line.
29-yard line, where the Lions will take possession of the ball and see if they can't potentially get a touchdown of their own to tie the game back up at 14-all.
Yeah, that was just wasn't a deep kick, like you say, and the Kaufman line kind of waited on that, and there was a Wildcat defender right there. And as soon as he caught it, he got popped. Spun out of that. I was hoping that the Wildcat special teams would knock that ball free, but not happening. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Lions on their own 29-yard line. 3:22 left in the first half.
And quarterback hands it off, and he's able to keep it up and go all the way the quarterback keeper on that one, and he's able to get about 5 yards on that rush.
Yeah, pretty good keeper and a good run there. But they're going to have to, and they're getting up to the ball quick. They're going to make good use of the clock here. I think, I don't see the timeouts on the scoreboard, but I think we have 2 and they have 3.5 left, possibly.
So quarterback gets a low snap, but he's sweeping right, and he's got a guy deep. Will he get it? Oh, and another interception for this Wildcats defense. This time it's number 7, Riley Hammonds, and he's able to take it back about 5 to 10 yards before returning it to the Kaufman side of the field. So it will be Wildcats ball, the second turnover for this Wildcats defense tonight. Defense is on fire as they not only get the reception, but quickly turn that around and run it almost back to the original line of scrimmage. It was a deep pass. About, I would say 25 yards, Ross, and then he was able to run it back. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hootens Hardware first down for the Wildcats in Kaufman territory on the Kaufman 40-yard line. So now those timeouts I was looking for, and I do find them on the scoreboard. The Wildcats have 2 timeouts left in the half, 2:36 left as the Wildcats are up 14-7. And the plane is immediately blown dead, so I imagine a false start will be called here. Yeah, I saw one of the Lions jump, Ross, but that's usually because a false start on the Wildcats is since they blew the play dead. So we'll see what the call is going to be. But, they're going to call it against the Lions. So they're going to move it up 5 yards, and that's going to be great news for the Wildcats as the
5-yard penalty up to the 35.
Wildcats will be 1st and 5 on the 35-yard line of the Kaufman line. So the Hootens Hardware first down again. 2.5 minutes left to go here in this first half as the Wildcats will be looking to make it a 2-score advantage. And he's got C.J. Williams open, and once again he has a step on a defender. But just not the best pass from Matthew Mitchell. The timing between him and C.J. has been off tonight. Yeah, so he threw that ball, I'm going to count this up, 10, 20, good 25 yards in the air. But it was just a little off target, and C.J. Williams couldn't get there. But you're right, he had a step or 2 on his defender, and he was headed to the house if he had gotten his hands on that ball. Here comes the second down, 2nd and 5.
Wildcats definitely need to get at least 2 to 3 yards on this play if they want to make it a 3rd and manageable situation. And he hands it off to Douglas Deloney, who's able to bounce off a few defenders, but only get about 1 yard on the rush, maybe 2.
He tried to power his way through that Kaufman Lion line. He bounced off a couple of his defenders, but was just headed the wrong direction and only picked up a yard. So it's going to be 3rd and 4 with 2:09 left in the half as the clock is ticking down. 2 timeouts left for the Wildcats. They at least want to get down here and put 3 points on the board with the field goal. But let's see what Coach Owens has dialed up for this 3rd and 4.
We've got another Wildcat formation. C.J. Williams is in at the QB position, ready to get the snap. And he fakes the handoff, goes left. He has the yardage for a first down, and he's got a block from Matthew Mitchell, the quarterback on the outside. So a very impressive rush for C.J. Williams as he's able to get about, 10 yards on the rush.
10 yards, which is 6 more than he needed. That's going to move the sticks and bring up another Hootens Hardware first down for the Wildcats as they continue marching down the field. They stop the clock as they move the sticks, or he may have run out of bounds. It's 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line. So really good field position for the Wildcats and plenty of time left on the clock as they manage their time. Matt Mitchell back in as quarterback.
Douglas Deloney, the running back, in the backfield with him. And Deloney, wow, a big hit there, but a fumble by the Wildcats. Matthew Mitchell fumbles the ball on a blind side tackle from a Lion defender, and it will be Kaufman ball.
Yeah, just unfortunate for Matt Mitchell as he was dropped back, thought he had protection, but one of those Kaufman Lion defenders snuck up behind him and popped the ball out as he took it down to the ground. So Kaufman Lion ball as they've got 3 timeouts and 1:35 left in the half, but they've got a long way to go as the ball was recovered. They're going to have 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line, Ross. So they've got quite a few yards to go to try to get some points on the board.
Yeah, but the Wildcats, they had a very good play called for the Lion defense on that play against the Wildcats offense, as a blindside hit on Matthew Mitchell was able to get the fumble. They're able to recover the fumble, and with just a minute and a half and 2 timeouts, they can put themselves in field goal position. Quarterback rolling out left. He gets it out to number 2. He's able to break a tackle. He's able to break another tackle at the 50. At the 45, he breaks 3 tackles. And senior Nick Cantillo was able to tackle him out of bounds at about the Wildcat 40-yard line, but just like that, the Kaufman Lions are pretty close to field goal range.
Yeah, about a 26-yard gain as they move into Wildcat territory. I was looking for a big deep pass, and it was kind of a screen pass and some great blocking and a run. So they're all the way into Wildcat territory in the Wildcat 44, 1st and 10.
Wide receiver sweeping left, fakes the handoff, hands it off to number 11, Garmin again, but the Wildcats defense not fooled when he runs it up the gut.
So just a couple of yards on that. The clock's ticking down, 1:15 left in the first half. Showing that they
2 on the play, 2nd down, 8.
Have a couple of timeouts left, and so I'm surprised they're not taking it now and trying to conserve a little clock time here, but they move up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to snap the ball quickly, 2nd and 8.
55 seconds left to go here in the half. And quarterback's able to sweep out right, and he's able to get it out to wide receiver at about the line to get at the yards to gain, but maybe about a yard short, so it will be a 3rd and 1. Less than 45 seconds left to go here in the half, as the Kaufman Lions will be calling a timeout to conserve their time to try and get a field goal at least here.
Yes. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
And welcome back to Lions Stadium. We've got less than a minute to go here in the first half as the Kaufman Lions have the football and will no doubt be trying to, at the very least, get a field goal here, trailing 14-7 with, again, just under a minute to go here, and they are at the Wildcat 35-yard line.
They've got 3 timeouts left over there for. No, they just took theirs. That's going to be. No, that was Wildcat timeout.
No, it was a Kaufman timeout.
I'm sorry. Okay, they've got just 1 left. You're right. 44 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to make something, but they've got 30 short. See if they can get a new set of downs, but it's not going to matter. They've only got 44 seconds left on the clock.
And he hands it off to number 11, Garmin again. Is he going to get the yardage? He is, but only about 3 yards. But again, enough for the first down, so that will move the chains, and the clock will stop for the movage of the chains. But then it will continue rolling with 37 seconds left to go here in the half. The ball's moved about to the 32-yard line for the Wildcats. Kaufman still again has the ball.
And the clock has started back, 34 seconds and counting. They're going to snap the ball quickly. I'm thinking a big pass, try to get down the field and outside. They've got 1 receiver on each side wide.
He's going to be looking left. And left he is, as he's got a guy in the end zone. Oh! But it was called pass interference. A defensive back for the Wildcats was able to make sure that the wide receiver, Kendall Trudeau, was not able to catch the ball in the end zone. But a Wildcat defender making that possible pushed him out of bounds. So it will be Wildcat defensive pass interference and move the ball 15 yards. So from the 25-yard line, I believe, all the way to, well, half the distance to the goal. So it may be
we're going to be at the 32, 33 is going to be where the original line of scrimmage was. And let's see what the call is. But Wildcat defender kind of on top of the Lion receiver to make that incomplete, help make that pass incomplete. They're still talking about it. It's obviously, here comes the call. Yes, pass interference against the Wildcats, and we're going to mark it off from the original line of scrimmage, which is the 33.
So 15 yards should be moved to about the 18, yeah.
Yep, so they're going to mark it about the 17 and a half. His steps are bigger than mine, I guess. And so that's going to be 1st and 10. 17 seconds left on the clock. 1 timeout for the Kaufman Lions left. Wildcats up 14-7. So we'll see what they dial in for a play call here.
Expect them to pass towards the end zone again. As the running back, number 11, Garmin, moves up. The quarterback fakes the handoff. A nice pass there to the outside, and he breaks a tackle. Will he be able to dive for the end zone?
No, he's out of bounds.
No.
But right at the, it looks like it's going to be about the 2-yard line.
He takes it out inside the
So it's going to be 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
And he's able to get out of bounds, too, so that will stop the clock. Just over 10 seconds to go here in the first half, 11 seconds to go. Again, the Lions have the ball at the 2-yard line, and a timeout is called on the field.
Yeah, that's going to be on the Wildcats. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back in just a moment. And we're back at Kaufman Stadium, where the Kaufman Lions are knocking on the door, try to put some more points on the board right before the half ends, when there's only 11 seconds left. The Wildcats are up 14-7 over the Kaufman Lions, but the Kaufman Lions are all the way down on the 2-yard lines, 1st and goal, but they can only maybe run a couple of plays. Ross?
Yes, thank you so much, Chad, and no doubt the Kaufman Lions are knocking on the door already, but they are no doubt looking for 6 here with just 11 seconds to go here in the half. He hands it off to Garman, and he easily takes it in for a score.
Yes, Garman untouched into the end zone for a TD for the Kaufman Lions as they flash the lights here in the stadium whenever the Kaufman Lions score. About to give me a seizure, but the come up for the point after attempt, 14-13 right now, awaiting the point after.
And the flag is thrown on the play. The kick is good, but again, flag thrown.
Yep, so it's going to be a false start against the Kaufman Lions, so they're going to have to kick that again, and from a little bit farther away, Ross. Kicker just was not very accurate on that one kick early on, so the Wildcat special teams are hoping that maybe they can make him miss this one, and could be a deciding point in the game, but we'll see. They're back reset.
Gets the snap. Kick is up.
Kick is up.
And it's good.
So my hopes were dashed.
8 seconds left in the first half. We're all
the
tied.
Kaufman Lions were able to kick a successful extra point to tie the game up at 14-all with just 8 seconds left to go in the half.
So we'll wait for the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff here with a very short time period after that. But we'll take a real quick break, and we'll be back in a second.
And welcome back to Lions Stadium, as the Kaufman Lions were able to, drive about 3/4 of the field, and after the fumble by the Wildcats, that was quarterback Matthew Mitchell, recovered by the Lions, they were able to go again about 75 yards down the field in under a minute to score a touchdown and tie the game up at 14-all with just 8 seconds left to go in the half.
Yes, we're waiting the Wildcats to receive the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. A little bit of strange formation by the Lions. They all ran up to the ball and then didn't kick it, and now they're set back to look like kick it deep. That was really a fake onside kick if I've ever seen one. Let's see what they do.
And they kick it deep. And Landon Fields doesn't even attempt to go for it as it goes into the end zone for a touchback, and the Wildcats will have the ball at the 25-yard line.
So just 8 seconds left in the first half. It's all tied up 14-14. You have to wonder what Coach Owens is going to go for, if he's just going to kneel down and head to the locker room satisfied that it's tied up, or if maybe just throw a big Hail Mary all the way down the field. What do you think, Ross?
Well, I mean, if they're able to get it, even 15 yards, they have to be really quick with it, throw an immediate out route, shave about 4 seconds off the clock. Maybe they can get into field goal range, but I'm not so sure.
Could put in 2 plays, but he's going to hand it off and keep it on the ground.
Malachi Rowland, it's worked well for them up to this point, and he's able to shed a few tackles, able to shed a few more, but is still tackled at about the first down yard line, so he will get 10 yards on the rush, but that will be the end of the first half, as the Wildcats football team are tied with the Kaufman Lions 14-14.
We'll take a quick break here before halftime, or maybe an extended break, and we'll see what the sound situation is going to be here in the stadium. But the Wildcat band's lined up over on one end of the field. The Wildcats tied up with the Kaufman Lions 14-14. We'll take an extended break, and we'll be back with you in just a moment for halftime.
Sergeants for this year are Janiyah Gatlin, McKenna Lowther, Desiree Hall, Kalissa Johnson, Justice Jones. Officers for the 60th line are Junior Lieutenant Sally Spraggins, Junior Lieutenant Emily James, Junior Lieutenant Jocelyn Yanez, Junior Lieutenant Olivia Worth, Co-Captain Macy Peppis, and Captain Haven Walker Moore. The Blazers would also like to recognize their spirit girl, Kalissa Johnson, and their outstanding Blaze of the Week, Mariah Williams. The Blazers are under the direction of Meredith Dial and Assistant Director Cammie McGraw. Tonight, the Blazers will be performing an exciting kick routine to turn the beat around. The Blazers would like to dedicate this performance in honor of Stacy Patrick, former Blue Blaze member and mother of a current member, Lexi. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the 50-yard line. The band is being led onto the field by senior drum majors Joel Villarino and Clayton Boykin and junior Catherine De La Rosa. Ladies and gentlemen, here they come. Man, oh man, that Wildcat band. Band is proud to continue its 2021 performance season with our show, Be Our Guest. The Wildcat Band would like to recognize this week's Section of the Week and Spirit Stick recipient, the Clarinets. And this week's band members of the week are Riley Carroll and Graham Mayo. So, join us tonight in the kitchen as we prepare the meal for an exciting season. Ladies and gentlemen, Sulphur Springs High School is proud to present the Wildcat Band. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sulphur Springs High School Wildcat Marching Band. Directors of the band are Spencer Emmert, Elizabeth Bilecki, Jeff Garza, Brittany Robinette, Zachary Griffin, Steve Proctor, and Connor Dawes. Tonight's soloists were Tyler Burnett, John Moser, Alexis Villarino, Jackson Medellin, Colby Albritton, Alex Botello, Hannah Hughes, and Joelle Villarino. The band would like to thank our corporate sponsors for their continued support. This is the voice of the Wildcat Band saying, "Go Wildcats!"
But yeah, very evenly matched first half. The scoreboard reflects that. 14 all. The Wildcats tied with the Lions. And the Lions coming back, but you're right. They missed a lot of opportunities, and they've got some very quick receivers. So I'm going to see maybe some double coverage, maybe some safeties move back for the Wildcats on defense to try to watch out for these, because they've got some fast runners. And if their quarterback was a little more accurate, it would be a very different ball game for the Wildcats right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And one thing I did not mention earlier that I know Coach Owens is preaching to his program is that, just like we were saying, you did a lot of things right. In fact, a vast majority of the things right, but they got to stop the rush, especially number 11, Garmin, for the Kaufman Lions. He's just keeps running outside on this Wildcat defensive line, and I know they're a little banged up. They don't have as much depth as they want to, but if they can really kind of stymie that run game and force the quarterback to win the game on his back, I think the Wildcats could find themselves in a very good position to win their first game of the fall 2021 season.
Well, that's what we're looking for as the Kaufman Lions come out to kick off. The Wildcats are back to receive the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. We've got Landon Fields back there, and of course Colby Albritton. So the two normal receivers deep for the Wildcats, all the way back about the 7-yard line. So they're expecting a deep kick.
There you go.
And this kicker, they rush up to the ball again. Ross faking that onside kick. But now they drop back and they look like they're going to kick it deep, so we'll see.
I feel like I'm watching Chip Kelly at Oregon right now. Just all the way there, all the gimmicks they like to pull. But Landon Fields thinks about going back for the kickoff, but it sails into the end zone. It will be a touchback, and the ball will be put at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, very wisely, he's standing right on the goal line as the ball is getting near him, and he just pulled his hands back and let it bounce into the end zone. Give the Wildcats great field position for the start of the second half on their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hootens Hardware first down. Hootens Hardware, they're more than just nuts and bolts down in Emory, Texas.
So the Wildcats set to get the ball for the first time in this second half, the first time for either offense to get the ball, and hands off to Malachi Rowland. And Malachi Rowland, as we talked about, was able to average about 10 yards per rush in the first half, and it looks to be like they will continue to keep feeding him the rock as he's able to get about 6 yards on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, it's a great first play. Malachi lost his helmet, so he's going to go out for a play. That's going to be 2nd and 4 at the Wildcat 31-yard line, so 6 yards on the play. Matt Mitchell in for quarterback again. Hadn't seen Brady Driver tonight.
I think you're right. I think Matthew Mitchell's been getting all the QB1 reps tonight, and couldn't tell who the running back was on that play, but looks like he's just about able to get back to the line of scrimmage. That's J.J. Hall.
Yep.
So it will be about a third, stay what it is, about a 3rd and 4, maybe 5 on the play, and see if the Wildcats can't get a first down and potentially keep this Kaufman line offense off the field.
Good effort by J.J. Hall, but number 9, he just couldn't get past the line of scrimmage. Here comes 3rd down and 4.
So Matthew Mitchell fakes the snap, wants to see what the defense is giving him, gets the play from the far sideline where the Wildcats are. Looks like the defensive line showing big blitz here.
Oh yeah.
We'll see what the Wildcats can do to counter it. And Matthew Mitchell wisely rolls out right, and he's able to get a pass out to Luke Caton for a first down.
I think that's Luke Caton's first reception on the night, and it's a big one because he gets past the 6 and moves them. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Wildcats 37-yard line. Another Hooten's Hardware first down, and good third down conversion for the Wildcats as they shake it up a little bit and threw it to Luke.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And while the Wildcats were able to score a touchdown before the end of the first half, definitely don't want to go 3 and out for your first offensive possession in the second half. Matthew Mitchell hands it off to Malachi Rowland, and once again, he's able to get about 5 yards on the rush. So,
yeah.
Got some flags on the play.
Some extended tackling, I think, after that play. The whistle was, they stood him up, and there was several defenders, and the officials, a couple of flags on the play, obviously for the same infraction, and it looks like he's going to mark it off against the Kaufman Lions. So
personal foul called against Kaufman.
That's a big one, personal foul. I think it was some of that action that happened after the tackle. So that's going to move the ball all the way into Kaufman Lion territory. Going to be the 44-yard line. Great field position for the Wildcats as they go 1st and 10 for the Kaufman 44 for the Hooten's Hardware first down.
Yeah, it looks like maybe on that play, I couldn't tell if it was an offensive lineman or a tight end as Matthew Mitchell fakes the handoff to Roll. And he's got a wide receiver deep. Weston Fields is just out of reach of Fields.
Good pass protection there, but he was a step or two, about a step ahead of him. Good time for Matt Mitchell to take his time back in the pocket, and that was a good 25-yard pass down the field, but just a little out of his reach. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the Kaufman line, 44-yard line. The Wildcats taking some chances here. I like it.
2nd down.
Yeah, it's a great play call when you've got a quick moving of the chains like that, and see if you can't catch the defense off guard. And looks like maybe a couple guys kind of jumped off sides, but no flag was called. And Matthew Mitchell will hand it off to Malachi Rowland, who will just about get back to the line of scrimmage, but there is a flag down on the play.
I think that's going to be offsides, kind of a free play for the Wildcats, but yep, we're going to step it off. Looks like 5 yards against the Lions. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 5.
Flag on the play. Offsides called against Kaufman.
It would have been 3rd down, but since they kind of had a free play there with the offsides call. So 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats on the 39-yard line of the Lions.
I was just going to say, before getting too ahead of ourselves, if the Wildcats were to score a touchdown on this drive, as Mitchell hands it off to Malachi Rowland, he's able to break a tackle and take it out left. He's able to break another tackle and a few more, and is able to get the first down.
Wow, great. There's about a 7-yard pickup for Malachi, and what a great run. He sidestepped one defender, and I thought he was going to hurdle that next guy, but he just broke that tackle and kept running. Great effort. So it brings up another 1st and 10, a Hooten's Hardware first down at the about the 33-yard line. So
ball up to the 32-yard line, 1st and 10.
And as we were talking about during halftime, if the Wildcats are able to continue rushing the ball well and continue moving the chains and kind of tiring out this defense, I think they'll put themselves in a really good position to win, not to mention all the penalties they've received from the Kaufman Lions defense. But C.J. Williams is able to catch a pass from Matthew Mitchell and get at least 10 yards. It looks like maybe even close to 15.
Yeah, he spun around great pass right over the middle by Matt Mitchell to C.J. Williams, and then he spun around and stayed on his feet and brings him all the way down to the 17-yard line. So they move the sticks again, 1st and 10, another Hooten's Hardware first down.
The Wildcats now in the red zone of the Kaufman Lions, and one thing's for sure, they need to capitalize here. Malachi Rowland's able to bust through the hole and is able to get past a few defenders, but it looks like he'll only get about 1 or 2 yards on the carry.
Adam Peckman's in the ball game as a wide receiver over here on our near side, and then on the far side looks like Cable Glenn, and the only 2 receivers I see now.
But the Wildcats do have a 2 tight end look, so a heavy package here. So be very interesting, I'm sure, with Douglas Deloney in the game. They're going to be running the ball here. We'll see. And they do just that. Hand off to Deloney. And he'd be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage on that one, as he is swarmed up by the Lions defense. No one fooled on that one.
No, they wrapped him up pretty good, and lining up as tight ends on that last play. We have Luke Caton and Carson Fenton. So, and then 27's going back out, and I've got 18 back in the game over here on this near side as a receiver, and Cable Glenn on the far side. So on the near side here, that's Cordarian Turner in the game as a receiver. Still have Douglas Deloney in as a running back. Third down.
Mitchell gets the snap,
Mitchell
fakes the handoff, lots of pressure. He tries to sweep out right, and he's able to throw the ball out of bounds right before he's tackled, but not before a Kaufman line defender is able to pull him down by his jersey. There is a flag on the play, so we'll see who the call is against here in a moment.
Right, so we were mentioned there weren't too many penalties in the first half, and now we've already had 2 or 3 here in the second half. 7:13 left in the third quarter. It's all tied up. Wildcats 14, the Lions 14. Looked like there was a holding call, I think, against the Wildcats. So that's, let's see.
Holding.
Yep.
Against the Wildcats.
So that's going to back it up quite a bit and make it for a very long third down play.
Now it's time for Coach Owens to reach back into that bag of tricks and see if they can't at least get themselves a little bit closer to the first down yards.
And they declined the penalty, so that's not going to back it up, but it's going to change the down marker over there to a 4, and that makes it 4th and 9 instead of 3rd and 19. So that brings out the kicker, Mr. Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz in for the field goal try.
Holding for the kicker, Santa Cruz, is number 4, Colt Silman, the senior.
Going to be kicking from about the 27-yard line.
Gets it. Kick is up. Is it up? Is it good? And it is.
Wow, a beautiful kick, very high at that distance and through the uprights. So that means the Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats, as Santa Cruz puts 3 points on the board for the Wildcats, putting the Wildcats over the Kaufman line, 17-14. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back in a moment.
Welcome back to Lions Stadium, as the Wildcats football team were able to come out on the first drive for either team on offense in the second half, and then were able to make it almost the full distance of the field, starting at their own 25-yard line, getting all the way to, I believe, their 10-yard line before having to settle for a 42-yard field goal by kicker Uriel Santa Cruz, which did give the Wildcats the lead yet again, 17-14. But I have this intense feeling against a Kaufman team that has pulled out, again, late-game heroics. Both games, both victories were achieved by a last drive touchdown to put themselves ahead. So I have this really intense feeling that settling on that field goal may come back to bite Coach Owens and his program.
Santa Cruz.
Yeah, Santa Cruz back to kick the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. I've got 17 and 23 deep for the Lions to receive the kickoff. Let's see what we're looking for here. It's deep. 23 takes it about the 8-yard line for the Kaufman Lions.
Takes it back. Is able to break a tackle, but then is able to get about to the 20-yard line. So that will be where the Kaufman Lions start with the ball in the second half for their first time on offense.
6:59 left in this third quarter. The Wildcats up 17-14 over the Lions. So pretty good special teams work too by the Wildcats. Runner had plenty of room and was coming across the field, but they swarmed in and wrapped him up. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Kaufman Lions from their own 20-yard line.
As I was mentioning earlier, both teams employ players on both sides of the ball. So with the Wildcats defense being on the field for half of the third quarter, if the Wildcats defense can get a stop here and put that Lions defense back on the field, as the quarterback is able to pass it out to the flat on the right, he's able to break 2 tackles, he's able to get some green yardage, but he's able to get all the way to the 35-yard line for the Kaufman Lions before being taken down with a horse collar tackle, which is definitely what the flag on the play is.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Wildcats. He got in there to bring that Kaufman Lion down, but they're going to like you said, I think they're going to call a horse collar on that. I'm going to say it was just a shirt, really, from my distance over here. But they don't see it that way, and so from the spot of the foul, it's another 15 yards. That's going to put the ball directly at midfield for the Kaufman Lions. 50 yards to go for them as it's 1st and 10 on the 50 for the Kaufman Lions.
So with the penalty yardage, as Chad said earlier, not a whole lot of penalties in the first half, but we've already seen at least 4 or 5 here in the second half. So
not going the Wildcats' way either.
Yeah, that's for sure. So if the both teams don't kind of clean up their act a bit, that could make a huge detriment to this game as the quarterback is able to once again pass it out to the flat. Trudeau, he's able to make it out to the right side on the flat pass, and he's able to get about 7 yards on the screen. Not bad at all.
Yeah, they're going to give him that. He got pushed all the way back to the line of scrimmage by the Wildcat defense. But, of course, they're going to give him that forward progress. About 8 yards. That's going to make it 2nd and 2 for the Lions. Yeah, I would say it was a great second effort by the Wildcat defense. And the defense holding it together here. I know a couple of big plays and a penalty just now. But still, I like the way this looks, even though the Lions marching down the field. The defense not shaken yet.
No, not yet, but they need to get a stop here real soon if they want to keep their momentum. But the quarterback keeps it, and he's able to take it at least 7 yards for a first down.
Yeah, that Deloney stopped him on that quarterback keeper, but now they're getting a little deeper into Wildcat territory as they're going to have their 1st and 10 on the 33-yard line. The Kaufman Lions marching down the field.
So with the first down, the ball will be at the 33-yard line for the Kaufman Lions. Again, a first down. They trail 17-14 with just under 5.5 to go here in the third. But we'll see what the Lions can do to answer here, as they have answered the call pretty well on this drive. Takes the handoff to number 1, the jet sweep, hands it off to Garmin up the middle. And he's able to get about 4 yards on the rush, so it'll make it about a 2nd and 6 for this Lions offense at about the 29-yard line.
Griffin Crawford on the stop. 4-yard pickup. 2nd down, 6.
44, Griffin Crawford on the tackle there, and he goes to the sideline, gets replaced for this next play. And Wildcats defense looking to make something happen here as it's 2nd and 6 for the Lions on the Wildcat 29-yard line.
Fakes the handoff. And he's got a man. Oh, and he thought maybe, perhaps for a second there, he would have gotten the pass into Kilvin Morrow, the number 17 wide receiver for the Kaufman Lions. But again, not the right timing that quarterback Clayman was hoping for on that one.
Yes, and a good stop. Riley Hammonds was right on the Lions receiver, so kind of helped break that up. A little overthrown, but also a little pressure from the Wildcats made that into a 3rd and 6 play. So it's crunch time for the Lions now and for the Wildcat defense to try to stop them on this very big 3rd down.
If the Wildcats can win this game and get this stop, I tell you, this might be the defensive play of the game. And on the jet sweep, number 17 takes it. He's able to go right up the gut for about 6 yards, just enough for the yardage to gain.
Yeah, they're going to let. Well, let's see. Now they're moving the chains. So that is going to be a first down for the Kaufman Lions. So not a 3rd down stop for the Wildcat defense, but they still have got a chance here. It's going to be on the 24-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Kaufman Lions. They're changing the play up here. Looks like a big pass coming, I think.
This drive already lasting 3 minutes for the Kaufman Lions, no doubt wearing on the Wildcat defense. And a couple of Wildcat defenders try and wrap up, but they cannot. And he goes all the way to the house. About 23 yards, Garmin goes for a touchdown to re-give the Kaufman Lions the lead.
Yes, unfortunately, a great run by the Kaufman Lion running back. He broke at least 4 tackles there. 4 different Wildcats had a hand on him. But like you said, the defense was getting worn down, and I was thinking big pass, and they went big run right up the middle. That puts the Kaufman Lions to 17. And Here comes the extra point.
Diego's kick is up and good.
I'm sorry, that puts the Kaufman Lions ahead of the Wildcats 21-17 as they
3:53 left in the third.
Put some more points on the board. The Wildcats were able to put a field goal on the board, but the Lions came back and answered with a touchdown and a point after, so they're ahead 21-17. 3:53 left in the third quarter. We'll take a short break and be back in a minute. And the Wildcats back to receive the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. The Lions on the field quickly. I'm sure, Ross, that they are going to, they're all lined up to have that fake onside kick. I think it's going to be a real onside kick. The Wildcats are thinking that too. They're all crowded up on the between the 45 and 50, and they come flying up to it, but don't have the onside kick, and they back up. Now showing a deep kick, so we'll see. And one of these times they're going to kick it onside, aren't they?
They absolutely are, but kick is on its way, and it's
Kick is away.
it doesn't have a whole lot of altitude, but it has enough length to go all the way to the end zone for a touchdown, and it'll give the Wildcats football team on offense back the ball on the 25-yard line.
Well, I'm not sure how long that drive was for the Lions on that last drive, but they moved the ball pretty well down the field as the Wildcats come out for their Hooten's Hardware first down, first and 10 on their own 25-yard line, as you said, from the touchback. And so they're going to put it on the left hash mark and let the Wildcats start from there. What receivers do we have in for the Wildcats? Let's see. My trusty binoculars, I can't see any numbers.
Oh, wow. Matthew Mitchell fumbles the snap, and he's able to recover a bit and get a couple of yards back. If he had fallen down on it, he would have lost about 10 yards, but he's able to recover and rush for about 5. So it will be about a 2nd and 15 for the Wildcats offense. Definitely not what you draw up on your first play from scrimmage.
Yes, that was unfortunate, but a good recovery, and he was kind of thinking well on his feet as Adam Peckham comes in as a receiver for the Wildcats, 2nd and 15. Matthew Mitchell in as quarterback still.
After giving up the loss on yardage, we'll see what the Wildcats can do on offense here, and he's able to get a pass out to Landon Fields on the far sideline. It looks like he's able to get about 10 yards on the catch, maybe a bit less, but it will be a 3rd and long for this Wildcats offense, potentially about to give it right back to this Kaufman Lions offense.
Right, there's back in for another 3rd and long.
Gain of 3 on the play, 3rd down, 7.
Reed Williams in as receiver on this play.
3rd and 7. We'll see what they can do here. Lots of pressure coming, and Mitchell is, well, it looks like maybe he kind of gotten sacked, but he is able to dish the ball out to the far sideline.
But a flag on the play there as the official may be calling intentional grounding on that.
Cooksey, heavy pressure from the line.
So a lot of pressure for Matt Mitchell. He's about to get sacked for a 5-yard loss. And they're marking it off there. Guess they were going to say he was sacked back there. Is that what it looks like? It's going to be 4th and very long for the Wildcats. So the punt team's coming out. That was an intentional grounding call. And so they've pushed it all the way back. It's going to make it 4th and about 17 to go. So it's obviously punt time for the Wildcats as Santa Cruz comes in to punt.
Santa Cruz in punt formation.
Unfortunate turn of events for the Wildcats.
No doubt. Again, when you fumble the snap on your first play on the drive and then only get 5 yards back, makes it 2nd and 15. A couple of plays don't go your way, and just like that, you're punting again. And Uriel Santa Cruz does just that, and he's able to get it off in time, but not the length he was wanting. As he's able to recover, he's able to take it back. 30, 25, 20, and he's tackled by the punter, Uriel Santa Cruz, but it's not before being tackled at the 15-yard line for the Wildcats.
Well, a great run back for the Lions, unfortunately, but Santa Cruz saved the day as he a pretty good punt, but he was way back and almost in the end zone to punt that. Landed right on the 50-yard line, and a lot of Wildcat defenders around the punt receiver. We thought maybe he was going to call for a fair catch, but no, he takes it and runs and really goes through the Wildcat defenders very quickly, and it's Santa Cruz that has to come back up and make the tackle to keep it from a run back for a touchdown. And now C.J. Williams is slow to get it up, but walking off the field under his own power. So the Wildcats, bad turn of events as the Kaufman Lions will have it about on the 16-yard line where Santa Cruz took down the punt return. And the Kaufman Lions will be 1st and 10 from the Wildcats 16. 11 in the backfield for the Kaufman Lions. Very dangerous target there for the handoff, Ross.
Yeah, and with they already leading by 3, and the Wildcats just giving up not only a 3 and out, but then allowing the kick return all the way to the 15-yard line, and this situation could go from bad to worse here for Coach Owen's squad if they don't get the stop. And Garmin with the motion, but it will be Clayman who takes off, and he's able to juke a defender, and he's able to beat 2 more all the way to the end zone for a touchdown.
Oh, and I'm not sure. They may stop him right about the 1-yard line. They're discussing it. Could more like be the 1-inch line, Ross. They're going to give him his forward progress, but he got popped right at the goal line. And from here, the ball, the way they have it placed, I can't tell the difference between the green and the white of the goal line on that ball.
1st and goal for this Kaufman Lions offense, leading by 4, 21-17. And a handoff to Garvin, and he waltzes into the end zone for a touchdown. And just like that, the lead has grown to 10 points as it currently stands over the Wildcats. 27-17, extra point kick coming up.
Yes, and here come the flashing stadium lights. I'll close my eyes, Ross, so I don't have a seizure. But the extra point attempt is about to be tried by the Kaufman Lions, 27-17 as it stands now, like you said. And
Gallegos set for the extra point try.
Gallegos is the kicker for the Kaufman Lions. Here comes the snap.
Kick is up.
And it's good.
Kick is good.
It is. That's going to make it 28-17, 11-point difference. As a quick turn of events, 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in the third quarter. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back in just a moment. And we're back at Kaufman Lions Stadium, where the Wildcats are back to receive the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. A quick turn of events as there's 2:19 left in the third quarter. The Wildcats were able to put a field goal, 3 points on the board since the half, but the Kaufman Lions have answered with 2 touchdowns in quick fashion in this third quarter. The Kaufman Lions lining up again, threatening this onside kick, and then they dial that back, and now showing the deep kick as the play clock is counting down from 10 seconds.
Wheels are operating back deep. Gallegos kick is away.
Again, out of the end zone. So the Wildcats will yet again get to start on the 25-yard line as it goes out of the end zone. The Hooten's Hardware first down coming up for the Wildcats. 1st and 10 from their own 25. It seems like, Ross, it seems like the Lions had a real good discussion during their halftime locker room discussion. They just more of the same, but try harder, I think, is what their mantra was.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And just like we were saying during halftime, not a whole lot of things that this Kaufman Lion team did wrong in the first half per se. A couple of wide receivers were open and just could not connect thanks to throws from their quarterback. Handoff from Malachi Rowland goes he goes right up the gut and is able to get about 3 yards on the rush. But yeah, very quick turn of events, a quick punt from the Wildcats, and then another touchdown from the Lions. And just like that, the Wildcats find themselves behind by 11.
Yeah, I think they made some very positive adjustments on this Lion defense.
Gain of 3.
What the Wildcats are doing in the first half, because the Wildcat offense is really having a tough time moving the ball here in this third quarter with a minute 48 left in this third quarter.
Well, rushing seemed to work so well. They definitely need to go back to that playbook as they fake the handoff to Malachi Rowland. Mitchell gets pressure. He sweeps out of the pocket. He tries to get out of it. And wow, a nice effort play there by Weston Fields to try to come in and get the catch on the near sideline, but was forced out of bounds before he could put a foot down. So will be an incomplete pass and 3rd and 7.
Very impressive scrambling by Matt Mitchell there, as he had 2 defenders breathing down his neck, but he wasn't having it. He kept looking for an open receiver and found one just a little bit out of bounds though. So real good effort. Real good scrambling. I'm seeing some maturity coming with Matt Mitchell through this third game.
We'll see how mature he is on this 3rd and 7 with the Wildcats trailing by 11. He gets a snap, pressure's already in his face, and he gets it out to C.J. Williams, and that one connects to C.J. for about a 10-yard gain for a first down.
Yeah, perfect pass, and C.J. Williams there to receive it. Just one defender on top of him. He scrambled. Looked like he was going to break that tackle for a second, but nonetheless, they get to move the chains all the way up to their own 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats with the Hooten's Hardware first down.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Funky formation for the Wildcats here as Mitchell gets the pass out to Luke Caton. A nice little blooping pass for about a 12 to, well, close to 15-yard gain.
Yeah, the Lions were showing blitz there, but the Wildcats weren't defending against it. And so Matt Mitchell still under pressure, but keeping his head about him. Throws it right over the middle, and Luke Caton takes it for another Hooten's Hardware first down right at the 50-yard line.
Well, and those were 2 plays that worked really well for the Wildcats in their season-opening loss to Frisco High as Mitchell gets the snap. Pressure's already coming for him, but he escapes the pocket. He looks like he's going to get at least 5 yards, and he's able to get out of the bounds in the far sideline at about an 8-yard rush.
Yes, he's still scrambling and running like a running back, and not laying down and not running away, running right into the defenders. And but they're going to mark it back at about a 6.
2nd down, 5.
It's going to give him 5 yards on that. Going to make it 2nd and 5. Maybe they called him down. I don't know.
So he hands it off to number 9, J.J. Hall, and just like that, like I was saying, rushing's working really well for these Wildcats, and he's able to get about 7 yards on the rush.
Yep, so another Hooten's Hardware first down as they move the sticks and get down a little deeper into Kaufman Lion territory on the 37-yard line. Kaufman's 1st and 10.
So this drive already lasting over 2 minutes as the third quarter dwindles down. Hand off to Douglas Deloney, and it looks like he'll get about 2 yards on the rush, but that's all he'll muster as the third quarter comes to an end with the Wildcats still trailing 28-17 here at the end of the third quarter. So when we return to the fourth, we'll see if the Wildcats can't continue to chip into this very quickly acquired Kaufman Lions lead. We'll be right back.
Defense, so it's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Wildcats. They're inside the 30-yard line in Kaufman Lion territory.
Big 3rd and 2 coming up for this offense as it could determine whether the Wildcats can leave here with a win. And Douglas Deloney trips over a defender who was on the ground there, and so he will be called at about the line of scrimmage, and it will be about 4th and 1.5 for this offense.
Yes, they're going to give him a little bit of forward falling progress there, and like you said, about 1.5 yards to go. Obviously, the Wildcats are going to go for it. They could put 3 points on the board again with the strong leg of Santa Cruz, but they're lining up for going for it on 4th and 1, 4th and a little over 1 yard, looks like. that C.J. Williams in the quarterback position? Or?
It looks like it. And he fakes the handoff, and just like that, he's once again able to break open and go to outside, 20, 15, break another tackle, and he's down to the 10-yard line, but it's going to take 4 Kaufman Lion defenders to do so.
And they never take him down. They push him out of bounds, and a flag comes up. I'm not sure who that's going to be against, but what a wonderful play by C.J. Williams. And they should have seen it coming. The Wildcats have run that play before.
Yeah, that's probably the 5th time tonight they've run C.J. Williams out of the Wildcat formation.
Yeah, he takes the snap and fakes one way, runs the other, and it looks like he's going to stay in the same position. He's going over talking to Coach Owens. I'm not sure what the penalty was here, but I think maybe the whistle had blown because he was out of bounds, and so here comes the call, unsportsmanlike against the Lions. So that's going to be great for the Wildcats as they're going to move the ball a little bit closer. They got him out of bounds about the 11, I think, Ross.
Yeah, it looks to be so. The ball's down at the 11-yard line, so the Wildcats, they need to score a touchdown if they want to have a chance to win this football game.
Right.
And I know Coach Owens and his program are all thinking the exact same thing.
So they spot the ball now at the about the 5.5, half the distance to the goal from the penalty against the Lions. So it's 1st and goal from the 5.5.
Wildcat formation here. C.J. Williams with the handoff to Douglas Maloney. He's able to break a few tackles. He's at the 3, 2, and he goes all the way to about the 1.5-yard line, so it will be a 2nd and goal from about the 1-yard line.
I'm going to say a fantastic 2nd and 3rd effort by Deloney there as he just kept bouncing off defenders and kept piling right through them to get down 2nd and goal for the Wildcats. They're knocking on the door. They could do it, get a little bit closer into this ball game by putting 7 points on the board.
Yeah, they need to do just that. They not only need to get a touchdown, but they have to, at the very least, force the Kaufman Lions offense to score a field goal on their next drive. Let's see if the Wildcats can score a touchdown here. Deloney gets the handoff again, and he gets to about the half-yard line. Doesn't quite make it to the end zone, so it will be a 3rd and very short for this Wildcat offense.
Yes, a great effort again by Deloney. C.J. Williams in there taking the snap, and so they're changing things up, just to really like this Wildcat offense. C.J. Williams still in. We've got Weston Fields on the far side. Matt Mitchell in as a receiver on the near side.
Will C.J. Williams get in from the Wildcat?
C.J. Williams.
He gets the seal block from Douglas Deloney. Will he get in? Oh, yes, he will.
As his helmet gets knocked off and a flag gets thrown, C.J. Williams puts 6 points on the board for the Wildcats. Way to go. Northeast Texas Farmer Co-op says, way to go, Wildcats. What an effort by C.J. Williams. Somebody's going to have to bring him his helmet. And let's see what the call is. That was... They're going to back the Wildcats up here. They have not put those points on the board yet. Still waiting for the call from the official. Did you see any infraction there, Ross?
It looks like it's against the Wildcats, though. So we'll see what the call is on the field.
Yeah, they're backing it up.
Got a referee on the far sideline talking to Coach Owens and a few other coaches for Sulphur Springs.
Not a touchdown.
So they will rule that it is, in fact, a touchdown.
Okay.
Still no call on the field coming up.
Marking the ball for a 2-point conversion, maybe.
Face mask on the defense.
Oh, okay. Face mask on the defense. And
face mask called against Kaufman.
So good break there. That puts 6 points on the board for the Wildcats, 23-28, and now we're looking for extra point attempt here. Looks like it's going to be a 2-point conversion, and
2-point conversion.
They're going to. Do they get that a little closer because of that face mask, or is that going to be on the kickoff, Ross?
I would imagine they would add that to the end of the kickoff, but let's see what Let's see what they can do here. CJ Williams easily hurdles over a defender and makes it into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So just like that, the Wildcats trail by 3 again, 28-25, after a great number of effort plays by not only CJ Williams but Douglas Deloney to put the Wildcats back into position to win this game.
Yes, what a fantastic drive. A pretty good drive for the Wildcats. A long drive, just like we had coming out here for Kaufman, as J. Hodge Chevrolet provided the vehicle for our long drive. But the Wildcats 25, the Lions 28. So the Wildcats kind of turned this game around here with 9 minutes left in the ball game. We're going to take a very quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
And welcome back to Lions Stadium in Kaufman, as the Wildcats football team were not only able to get into the end zone to put themselves within one possession of the Kaufman Lions, but then to get a 2-point conversion, both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, both by C.J. Williams, number 5 for the Wildcats, to again put them within 3 at 28-25 with just 9 minutes to go in this game. And I have a feeling that everyone else here in Kaufman has a feeling that this game could potentially end like all of Kaufman's others, able to pull it together late in the game to win the game. But number 13 for the Lions is able to get the kickoff and return it. He's able to get all the way up to about the 32-yard line before being taken down by Wildcats defenders.
Yeah, pretty good run back there. You picked it up about the 10-yard line and made it back up to the 32. It's going to be first and 10 for the Lions on their own 32-yard line. But 8:52 left in the ball game. There's still a lot of ball game left in this one, Ross. The Wildcat defense having trouble in the third quarter, but then the Wildcat offense turning it on, changing things up, putting C.J. Williams in as quarterback, him taking the snap a lot and just running with it. Exciting ball game.
Yes, absolutely, and it'll be all too exciting to see how this drive shakes up, because this will definitively impact the result of this game. So number 3 hands off to number 11, to Resendez, and he's able to get it about 3 yards up the gut, but that's all he can manage on first down, so we'll be about a 2nd and 7 for the Kaufman Lion offense.
Yeah, not a lot of change-up on the Lion offense. Still the same quarterback. They've got still the same running backs in. Their favorite targets are in as wide receivers. I'm kind of hoping that the offense for the Lions kind of wearing down in this game.
Yeah, but one thing's for sure, if the Wildcat defense can get this Lion offense off the field, put the Lion defense back on the field, continue to drain that Lion defense, the Wildcats could find themselves in an even better position to win the game. Number 3 fakes off the handoff to number 1, the jet sweep, and he keeps it, and he's able to get about the yardage needed for the first down, but there is a flag thrown on the play.
Yeah, so the spirits are running high here on both sides of the ball, and
David Campbell on the stop.
they're going to give him about up to almost to the first down marker, but it's going to be 3rd and 1 pending the result. Unsportsmanlike conduct is going to be against the Wildcats, so that's going to give them an automatic first down. So that's going to be unfortunate, as the Lions made it just past their own 40-yard line. This is going to put them past midfield and give them a first down as well. So as they get ready to mark off this penalty, it's going to put them into Wildcat territory. We hate to see the official walking against the defense like the Wildcat defense, like he's doing, all the way to the 44-yard line in the Wildcat territory. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Lions. So tough break for the Wildcats. Good ball position for the Lions.
Yeah, that's for sure, as the Lion offense gets the ball on the Wildcat 45-yard line. So with a massive penalty, the Kaufman Lions one step closer to potentially putting this game out of reach for the Wildcats. We'll see what happens here on this next play. Hands it off to number 21, Resendez, yet again. He's able to just barrel through a couple of defenders and still able to get about 5 yards on the rush.
Yeah, good run by the running back for the Lions. So,
along with Hammonds on the stop.
So with about a 2nd and 5, 7.5 minutes to go here in this game. Still a lot of time, as Chad was saying, but you can kind of feel the tension starting to rise in this building.
Oh, absolutely. Lions taking their time. They want to take a lot of time off the clock, march down the field, and put some points on the board.
Fakes the handoff, passes out to number 1 on the screen, and he tries to get around a defender, but he is quickly taken down by a defender there. That's, I believe, number 25, Madison Martin on the stop for the Wildcats.
Yes, he clotheslined that Kaufman Lion, and he did not get another inch when he met up with that Wildcat defender. So great job by Madison Martin on the stop.
Once again, 3rd down for this Lion offense, and again, a huge potential stop opportunity for this Wildcat defense.
The Lions taking their time coming up to the line of scrimmage, ready to snap the ball. Here it comes.
And he's got a receiver going on the jet sweep, but the quarterback keeps himself. He goes up the middle, and he's able to get, again, close to 10 yards on the rush.
Yeah, just caught the Wildcat defense off guard there, and went right up the middle, and that's a Lion first down. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 31-yard line as the Lions continue to march down the field.
Yep, Lions definitely going for a drive.
28-25, the Lions over the Wildcats. 6 minutes left in the ball game.
Clayman gets the snap. And keeps it himself. And he breaks a few tackles. He breaks another tackle. 10, 5. He's able to get all the way down to about the 3-yard line. So we'll be a 1st and goal just like that for this Kaufman Lion offense.
A very valiant effort by the quarterback, and got down all the way. It depends on where they mark it. It's going to be on the 3 or the 2-yard line. So it's 1st and goal. It looks like it's going to be on the 3. So the Lions knocking on the door, putting more points on the board.
And now it's all about game management for Coach Owens, because if they allow the touchdown here to the Lions, that potentially puts this game out of reach. But if they can limit them to a field goal, that means that only a touchdown and an extra kick for a Wildcat offense would put them ahead. So we'll see here on 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Lions leading 28-25. And he hands it up right up the middle, all the way for 6. So just like that, the Wildcats now trail by almost 10 here. They trail by 9 before a pending extra kick coming up. 34-25 with just over 5 minutes left to go here in the game.
Wow, so the Lions really answered the call on that last drive, going all the way down the field, and they're lining up for that extra point. They're going to try to make it a 10-point game. Certainly a 2-possession game. 5 o'clock, 5:08 showing on the ball game.
Oh, and they blocked the extra kick. And it looks like a Wildcat defender or a Wildcat special teamer is able to come down with it, so the extra point kick will be no good. So the score stays at 34-25. The Lions lead here in Kaufman with just over 5 minutes to go.
We'll be back in just a second for the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff after this break.
25, Lions 34.
And we're back at Kaufman Stadium, where the Kaufman Lions lead over the Wildcats 34-25. 5:08 left in the ball game, and Ross with only 28 points scored in the first half, and now it's 34-25, a total of 59 points on the board as the Kaufman Lions come out. I'm sure they will be faking the onside kick for this J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. The Wildcats back to receive. So a lot more action this second half.
As both of these offenses have definitely found their footing. Definitely more so the Kaufman Lions at this point as they lead 34-25 here. They once again fake the kickoff.
Run up. Everybody runs up, and they're like they're going to kick onside kick, and then they stop, and then they fall back, and they're deep for a deep kick.
And it's on its way. And Landon Fields will happily let that go through the end zone for a touchback. And the Wildcats will get the ball on the 25-yard line.
And I'm pretty sure that I need a yellow flag on that one, Ross. I don't see one on the field, but there should be, because one of the Kaufman Lions was ahead of the kicker, way ahead of the kicker before he kicked the ball. But the official didn't see it that was standing right there, the one that had the yellow flag. So that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 25-yard line. as the touchback is moved out, and it's going to be the Hootens Hardware first down for the Wildcats, and it's Matt Mitchell back in as quarterback.
Matthew Mitchell fakes the handoff, gives it off to C.J. Williams, and he could not come down with it. A nice hit from a defender there for Kaufman, was able to come in and lodge and get the ball loose and force an incompletion. Yeah,
it was in and out of his hands. It was a great pass, great reception, but he got popped right as he received the before he could secure the ball, and it popped out. Luckily, it hit the ground. There was no chance for an interception there. So 2nd and 10 from the Wildcat 25. 5:02 left in the ball game.
Mitchell's got number 8, Malachi Rowland, to his right. He hands it off to Rowland, and he's able to break a few tackles and able to get about to the left side of the line, and able to get up at 5 yards. But that's all he can manage, and it will be a 3rd and 5 for this Wildcat offense. They still trail by 9, just about 4:45 to go here in this game.
Yeah, so all of a sudden another big, huge third down play. Weston Fields on the far side, Landon Fields on the near side.
C.J. Williams in the slot.
Matt Mitchell in as quarterback. Malachi Rowland running back.
Mitchell gets the snap, fakes the handoff.
Back to pass.
And he was looking for C.J. Williams, but the timing wasn't right, and he was wrapped up by a defender, so no chance he was going to catch that one.
Again here, just when I need a yellow flag, because C.J. Williams got a huge bump from the defender there as the ball was in the air, and really impeded his progress there to get down the field. So not sure if they should have called that a hold or some pass interference, but again, it gets marked down as an incomplete pass, and the Wildcats will be going for it on 4th and 5.
So 4th and 5, first win of the season on the line here. Fakes the handoff to Malachi Rowland. He passed out to Landon Fields on the near sideline at the Kaufman 40-yard line for a Wildcat first down.
Yeah, great route by Fields as he runs out, turns around, and drops down and just by himself, and with plenty of yards, all he had to do was catch the ball and kneel down, and he did. So it's 1st and 10 for the Hootens Hardware first down on the Wildcat 40-yard line, trying to get to midfield.
So Mitchell gets the snap. He's looking deep for C.J. Williams, far sideline, and once again he had C.J. Williams, but kind of just went through his gloves there. But a late flag called, so I have a feeling that this is going to be taunting against the Lions defense.
Well, I'm not sure. There was some frustration by the C.J. Williams as the ball bounced up in front of him, slapped it back down. So this one could be called either way. Let's see who's going to back up first to. It's C.J. Williams had a couple of steps on him. Now they're waving off the flag, so no harm, no foul. Not sure what happened there, but it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 40-yard line, trying to get up to midfield for a first down.
Less than 4 minutes to go for this Wildcat offense, and
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, as Chad was just saying, and the Wildcats will see what they can do now that a potential unsportsmanlike conduct penalty was called off, giving them a great chance to keep moving the ball here. Mitchell gets the snap. Once again, looking deep. He's got Weston Fields on the far sideline, and he catches it. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Wildcats.
What a beautiful pass all the way down the field for Weston Fields. Great route. He was a couple of steps ahead of his defenders, and so that's puts 6 more points on the board for the Wildcats, as Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go, Wildcats, on that huge 60-yard bomb for the Wildcats. They're lining up for the extra point. They're going to make it a well, no, they're going to make it a 2-point game because of that missed extra point, right?
That is correct.
Hit for the extra point try.
Kick is up, and it's good.
Kick is good.
Very accurate kicking by Santa Cruz all night. Good job. So that puts 32 points up for the Wildcats against 34 for the Kaufman Lions. We've got a ball game here, folks. Stick with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
And welcome back to Lions Stadium here in Kaufman as the Wildcats had their biggest play of the night. And boy, howdy, was it explosive as quarterback Matthew Mitchell was able to dial up a deep ball to Weston Field, something that the Wildcats offense has been struggling a bit with tonight. Could say that for both teams. But either way, a Weston Field 60-yard touchdown pass from Matthew Mitchell puts the Wildcats within 2 points. A one-possession game here with under 4 minutes to go. And it looks like both teams are, Wildcats look like they may be kicking an onside kick, and the Kaufman Lions definitely expecting it. We'll see if that's how this plays out here in just a moment.
Here comes the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff as the Wildcats are threatening onside. But they kick it deep.
And number 1, Trudeau takes it from the 7-yard line, and he calls for the fair catch.
To the 25.
So that will move it to the 25-yard line. So the Wildcats defense needing a stop, and in a big way here if they want to potentially get their first win of the fall 2021 season against the Kaufman Lions in Kaufman on the Lions' homecoming date, no less.
Right, and all it's would take is a field goal, but the Wildcats are going to need to get the ball back to do that. 3:40 left in the ball game. Both sides have all of their timeouts left, so we'll see what it's going to take to what Coach Owens may dial up on the Wildcat defense here. So they're moving the ball back. They're going to say that I'm going to say that he didn't call for the fair catch correctly. He just kneeled it down. And so they're going to put the ball right back on the 12-yard line where he knelt down. I'm guessing that's what the call is. I really wasn't sure he called for the fair catch there.
Ball is placed at the Kaufman 12-yard line.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Kaufman all the way back on their own 12-yard line. Come on, Wildcat defense.
Clayman gets the handoff and
Resendez
gives it off to Resendez, who tries to take it up the middle, but it looks like he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage, what should be a 1-yard loss.
Carson Fenton on the stop there as a huge bear hug right in the backfield. He wrapped him up and took him to the ground. They're going to give him forward progress and put him right back on the line, the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the 12-yard line, but again, I can call these things from up here a lot better, Ross. I think he lost some yardage on that, but what do I know? I'm not placing the ball.
So with a 2nd and 10, we'll see if they try to hand it off to Resendez again, or if perhaps they'll try and dial it deep. But they hand it off to Garmin again. He's able to break a few tackles. He's able to break a few more, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage again. So just like that, that one is a tackle for a loss. So
absolutely.
It will be about a 1-yard loss, it looks like. So a 3rd and long for this Kaufman line offense.
The defensive coordinator for the Wildcats has got their number, and the Wildcats are going to call timeout on this because a huge 3rd down play for the Lions. 2:46 left on the clock. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a moment.
And welcome back to Lions Stadium in Kaufman as we've got a huge 3rd and 11 coming up. The Wildcats trail 34-32 with under 3 minutes to go here in this game. Again, the Wildcats trying to get their first win on the season, but it will be largely dependent on whether the defense led by defensive coordinator Kurt McCain can get the stop right here. 3rd and 11. And miffed the handoff a little bit. The quarterback tries to get it off, and he had his running back out in the flat all alone. He could have gotten the first down, no problem, but just was right outside of the reach of Garvin's hands, and so it will be an incomplete pass, 4th down, and the punt team for the Lions is coming in.
The punter will have to be lined up back on his own end zone here as a huge stop by the Wildcats. Yes, the running back was out there for the Lions kind of wide open, but a wobbler of a pass as the quarterback got tremendous pressure from the Wildcats defense, and so just almost had him in the grass, sacking him as he tried to release the pass.
So the punter set to kick from his own end zone. Gets it away.
Dickerson's punt is away.
And Colt Silman just lets it roll by, as either way, the Wildcats have great field position and 2.5 minutes to get a field goal to win this game.
2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the ball game. 34-32, the Lions over the Wildcats, but the Wildcats have the ball, have all their time. No, they just used one of their timeouts to talk about that big third down play, and that worked out very well. So that now it's going to be 1st and 10 for a Hootens Hardware first down for the Wildcats on their own 44-yard line, just shy of the midfield. It's Wildcat ball.
Mitchell gets the snap. Pressure coming, and wow, lots of defenders coming his way. It's from our angle, it looks like there might have been a chance that could have been a turnover.
Yeah, he tried to get the ball away and under tremendous pressure, and just managed to get it close to a receiver, but not close enough for the receiver to come up with it. That's going to make it 2nd and 10. 2:25 left on the clock. This is quite an interesting ball game.
2nd down, 10.
So we'll see what the Wildcats can do on 2nd and 10. Just 2.5 minutes they need to get a field goal. And Mitchell rolls out right, and he passes it out to the far sideline. He had C.J. Williams and another wide receiver. I believe that's Weston Fields, but Fields just went down on the far sideline.
Yeah, it's tremendous pressure again, but great job by Matt Mitchell scrambling around, keeping cool under pressure, but just ran out of time, and he ran out of a little bit of real estate as he was running toward the sideline, and threw it just a little too far out of bounds as a couple of wide receivers, the well-covered wide receivers for the Wildcats were downfield. Big third down play here, 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats.
The Wildcats need to get at least 5 yards if they want to make it a 4th and manageable here. We'll see what Mitchell has. He is all alone in the backfield. And he's passed out to Carson Fenton, and he gets him. He nails it at the what should be the Kaufman 46-yard line, so it should be. Well, I was going to say it was enough for a first down, but it looks like they called him out about 3 yards short, so that will do just that, make it a 4th and manageable here, but it will be a 4th and 2 for the Wildcats offense to see if they can't convert here and potentially get themselves closer to the first win of the season.
It's crunch time for the Wildcats as the Kaufman Lion fans are trying to create a little noise to throw the Wildcats off.
And it won't matter as J.J. Hall is able to get the yardage enough for a first down.
What a great effort by the Wildcats as they move the sticks on a 4th and short, 4th and 2. And so here they come back up to the line of scrimmage as the clock ticks down toward 2 minutes. They're going to keep trying to move the ball. 1st and 10, Hootens Hardware first down.
Mitchell gets the snap, takes the handoff to J.J. Hall. He's looking deep for C.J. Williams, and oh my goodness, it's almost intercepted. I'm amazed. Kilvon Morrow, the wide receiver and defensive back, had his hands all over it and really looked like he had a chance to come down with it, turn over the ball, and then end the victory chances for the Wildcats, but instead they'll retain possession and keep it at 2nd and 10 with under 2 minutes to go.
Incomplete pass, stopped the clock at 1:50. C.J. Williams pleading his case to the official over there because that defender was all over him, and I would have another instance where I would have thrown a flag from all the way up here, but it's going to make it 2nd and 10. No call by the official.
Mitchell gets the snap. J.J. Hall blocking for him. And Carson Fenton once again gets close to the line of scrimmage, or close to the yardage to gain. He gets about 8 yards on the pass.
Yes, a great effort. If he takes another couple of steps, he could have a first down on all those, but that gets the Wildcats up to within 2 yards of a first down. They're coming up to the line of scrimmage. He ran out of bounds, stopped the clock, 1:44 left on the clock.
Mitchell gets the snap, hands it off to J.J. Hall, but he is swarmed 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so we'll make it a 4th and 4. A huge stop for that Kaufman Lion defense.
The Kaufman defense read that story before the Wildcats told it, as they really, clock is ticking down, 1:22 left in the ball game. I would expect the Wildcats to call a timeout. They may be trying to get force Kaufman, but they're going for it. Just clock ticking.
Just over a minute to go. Mitchell gets a snap. He doesn't have a whole lot of pressure, but he takes off. Will he get the yardage to gain? He sure will for first down.
Yes, he's got, it's right on the
and the line judge says it's a turnover on downs.
No, hold on. Could have been a fumble at the end of the play. There's a lot of defenders, and from our vantage point over here, it's we're looking over the.
Ball goes over on downs.
They say the ball's going over on downs. I don't believe it, but that's what it's. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be 1st and 10 Kaufman ball. The official way over here on the near side of the field, where the ball was spotted, and the where the down marker was on the far side of the field, but the official here on the near side of the field called it over on downs before they could even spot the ball. 55 seconds left in the ball game. Wildcats have 2 timeouts.
Resendez, left side.
Oh, very sad turn of events for the Wildcats. I just thought he had it, didn't you?
I sure did. I'm very surprised, as you were saying earlier, that the far line judge was able to come in and immediately determine that it was a turnover on downs.
Yeah.
Like no other discussion. There's been so much discussion among referees tonight on flags. There's been a lot. And all bias aside, for a judge to come in on a as crucial as a 4th down is, and to come in and immediately make the call, no questions asked, when there have been a lot of questionable calls and no calls here tonight. I mean, there's no 2 ways around it.
Yes, and especially with the 2nd and 3rd effort that was given by the Wildcats to move that ball and bouncing off the defenders and getting the ball all the way up to where he needed to be, and before he could even get off the ground, the line judge farthest away from where the ball should be spotted calls it going the other way. So bad break for the Wildcats. 2nd and 5, it looks like. 2nd and 6 for the Lions.
Hands it off to Resendez, and he's able to get close to the yardage needed for the first down, but there is a timeout left for Coach Owens in his program, so they will use it, and it will be about 3rd and just under a yard here for this Lions offense, as there's just under 45 seconds left to go here in this game.
Huge time for a stop here. We're going to take a quick break during this timeout. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back to Lions Stadium here in Kaufman, as a tough no call, or a tough call for the Wildcats on 4th and 4. We thought the ball was gotten to just about the line of scrimmage needed for the first down, and the refs did not agree, so instead it is Lions ball. They have the ball at about the 45-yard line, their own 45, and about 3rd and less than a yard here. All they need to do is get the first down here, and they will have won this football game.
Resendez,
and they do just that. First down, Kaufman Lions, and victory should be well on its way here for this home team on homecoming.
Runter on the stop.
Yes, and unfortunately they moved the sticks before anybody made the indication. It's close. I'm going to say just as close as it was when Matt Mitchell ran the ball for his 4th and long, getting the first down. But that's going to do it. The clock is winding down. 19 seconds left in the ball game, and they're just going to let the clock run out as the play clock has more time left on it. The Kaufman Lions are walking off the field. They're going to be victorious on their homecoming night, 34-32 over the Wildcats. As the time winds down, it's 0-0s. And a tough break for the Wildcats, as they did just a fantastic job all night. I just can't say how well that they did, on offense as well as defense, Ross. I mean, they played a great game. The very even game. The scoreboard reflects that, but it just didn't go our way, and we kind of have our opinion on that, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough game. The Wildcats did just about everything they needed to do to come out with the victory here tonight, but just as Chad was saying, a couple of calls didn't go their way, a couple of plays didn't go their way, and as a result, the Wildcats lose a real heartbreaker out here in Kaufman at Lions Stadium, 34-32.
Yes, and very tragic. You're exactly right, a heartbreaker, because the Wildcats did a great job of offense and defense both. But that's going to do it for us. The Kaufman Lions over the Wildcats, 34-32. Of course, the coaches show tomorrow, right, Ross?
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure Coach Owens will have a lot to say about the officiating, or maybe he'll let us say it all tonight. But but a great performance overall by the Wildcats. This game also will be repeated on Channel 18, and then although we couldn't air it live on YouTube streaming tonight, we will be able to replay it later on YouTube. You watch the game there. So for everyone that's helped us get this one on the air tonight, everyone back at the station, including James Terry in the studio, we thank you. Doug Hastings on the camera, of course, Ross Levinsky on play-by-play, and I'm Chad Young for your color commentary. We're out. That's going to do it for us here at Kaufman. We'll see you here next week at Gerald Prim Stadium for our homecoming, and maybe we can turn it around then. Good night, folks.